money. You relate on
why do you give Xboxes away?
Why do you give Xboxes away?
You just keep on doing it, and you're just gonna keep on doing whatever it is for money. And this is I'm passionate about this because if we let this fucking stand, we might as let every else fucking bullshit stand. And it's not right.
Whiskey
it's not right for the online gaming community.
White boy.
This is serious, Wings. And
you know what's serious is you're calling me a view whore when I make a fraction of what you make.
It's not, Wings. It's not.
White boy, do you think if this is so serious, do you think there's anything Wings can do to make it right? White boy, do you think if this is so serious, do you think there's anything Wings can do to make it right?
Hold on. I'm sorry about that echo. Participants. Oh shit, I can see who's in here. All my hidden users. I gotta remove this guy because I found out afterwards. I'm not gonna even mention the guy's name, but there's a guy who pretended to be just like another guy that was a fake account of him. Pretended to be a fan of the Quigs. And it was the same guy who trolled me saying I ruined his career. I actually was very suspicious of it. I asked him to go live with me when he didn't, and we never talked again after that. I knew it was him. My moderators are now smoking Bill's man tips, obviously. And they're actually look window. Bestards. Hidden users. Bestards. I'm not going to list them off. Oh, no wonder I hid the people's usernames that, like, the blocked words I have are actually people's usernames that I've blocked for the people that were involved with the drama. No wonder. This video will be also about the Whiskytuber Sphere of Influence update. How am I involved with the Whiskey YouTube thing now? Because people are pulling back, and I'm pulling back too. This is not anything that I've talked about privately with anybody. I know this is totally public information that I'm giving you guys right now. Anyone can find this shit out by just looking. So for people that might think that this is bringing out stuff that happened behind closed doors that is private, all this stuff is public. I'm not going to go into anything private that's going on. So let us get into the update on the Whiskytuber. Likely spam. Come on, 15 years old whiskey review. I got a comment from Himal Kittel. I got a Canadian Club whiskey as a gift. Watch this video I made with a very smooth and beautiful. Oh, his vid is legit.
Hello guys, this is a special gift I just received. Such an attention to detail used. I don't.
Now I'll let him. That's kind of funny though, because it is a parody video. So interesting and confusing to me. But the fact that I can see that is interesting. I didn't realize that I could see who my participants is or are. When I get that one viewer back, I will guarantee know who it is. There you go. I have some accounts I can use to test this. Let us find this stuff. Toggle timestamps. I turn them off. Turn them back on. Participants. Just me. Now we'll wait to see what goes on. Okay. But the Whiskytuber Sphere of Influence. How did this start? Was famous back in the day, YouTuber named Mikma. Mikma was here. Don't forget your grape juice. Mikma. He was popular back in like 2006 and 7. Now you're going really far back. But I watched Mikma videos, which I found through random YouTube shit. Just looking up random YouTube stuff from back in the day. I found Mikma. I saw a guy commenting on his videos saying, Quig was here. I was like, what the fuck is this guy? Or what the fuck's he doing? Just commenting, Quig was here, and of course it was his username. Why is this guy doing this? He just wants attention. He actually did just want attention. But either way, I thought he was annoying. I was like, who that? And I thought his profile picture was Chuck Norris. I didn't realize actually who he was until one day I was like, who the hell is this Quig person? I clicked on his channel and saw that he was still posting videos. I was like, oh, he's still doing shit. So I started to watch. And I went back and watched his older videos to see how long he had been around and what his story was on YouTube here. That's how it started. And I continued to watch Quig, and every time he'd upload a new video, I'd watch it. And then through watching his old videos, I found out about Quig, and then through old videos, I found out who Food Quig was, with both of his other channels. I didn't watch Food Quig at first. I didn't care less about whiskey, but I was interested in the taxi vlogs. So that's the beginning of that. Food Quig, however, recently, just like in January, I started to watch some of the Food Quig stuff. Well, I really didn't give a shit about whiskey. I thought, it's the Quig. Might as well watch. Then how this went is I watched a few of his whiskey videos, then stopped watching the whiskey videos. Until I got on YouTube one night and saw that he was live. Like, oh, he's live. And came in and started posting stuff in the chat. That stream's still up. I don't remember what it's called. It's from March of this year. And we started to chat. Through that, we started to talk in the chat, obviously, and I'd commented on his videos for months at this point. He might have actually thought I was Tim at first after that, but of course, then on April 2nd, I saw he was live again. So I went on. And now here's the interesting part. Sneerson, and I were chatting in the chat of that first one I talked about, and he came on. I did a live stream just after, and he came on the live stream, and we chatted. He didn't like comment as a guest, but he went in the chat and stuff was commenting. We had a nice little talk. So there you go. So I come in this one. Whiskey Throttle was on with him. That's how we get into the other part of the story. So I might even make this a video just to tell everyone, just so they know the truth and they know what the fuck's going on. And again, I wasn't really so much interested in the whiskey talk. I was talking to the guy because he was Quig. He'd been on YouTube since 2006. And of course, Sneerson and I talked about nothing related. We didn't talk about anything relating to alcohol. We talked about like technology and stuff and society for the most part. But in this stream, Whiskey Throttle got off. We started to chat like normal. And I said for the hell of it, wouldn't it be funny if I came on? And now I was just kind of joking around. And then Sneerson said I should do it. And I was like, he will be surprised. Because, of course, how young I was. He didn't know that at the point. At this point. So I said, fuck, why not? And then a few other people started to say, you should do it. Go live with them. And then I had to troubleshoot to get into the freaking thing. But he invited me. I joined. People found out, said it possibly is illegal that I'm on with him. But if you notice in that stream, a lot of the stuff that we talked about, if he mentioned whiskey, I might ask him something about whiskey. But for the most part, it was not about whiskey. Of course, when Rabbit and Red came in, it more pertained to whiskey. Just because, of course, there was another guest on who was interested in the whiskey stuff. And Rabbit and Red is a cool guy, the whole deal, whatever. And then you get into just back in when we are Quigger talking. Then Tim came in. Crazy old Tim came in and began his attack. Mike Langson, there you go. And then Pinto Beans, that's awesome. Regal's Pinto Beans Hospital, and Bastards, Waterbeard, whatever the other one was. Ryan Summers was his other account. Ryan Summers, who was actually there for all that original stuff, whether or not that was Austin as well, or if it was Tim, or who it was, nobody knows. No one knows who Austin Regal is. Who Ryan Summers is. I'm tired today. I've been getting mixed up real bad recently. But so that happened. Me and Quig got the stream. We went for 9.5 hours, which is pretty crazy. Smoking Bill's Matt Tips thing, I was just screwing around with that. But that's just a YouTube gag. That's nothing else but just a YouTube joke. There's nothing at all with that. It's just Smoking Bill's Matt Tips. Then and stay around because this will be a little bit here. This story. It's not going to be super long, but then I'll try to make it as quick as possible, like 5 minutes more than this. Shit. So we did that stream. I continued to watch and comment on his videos. My YouTube drama started to go on. Quig got involved in it. People were saying that I was stalking Quig, which I'm not. You people are fucking clueless as hell. I'm not stalking Quig. How on earth does that equate to stalking Quig? I don't know. And then Whiskey Throttle and I started to chat a little bit about things really not related to alcohol or whiskey, any of that stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And then Whiskey Throttle was live one night. And shit. He was live. I was in his live chat, whatever. And the troll for my channel came in. Fuck. But that happened. Then we went into someone named Eric Waits live stream. And the same thing happened there. But me and Eric Waits started to chat and stuff. Oh, shit. It doesn't tell me. It must only tell me if someone puts something in the chat or if they are on the show. Shit. Fucking YouTube, man. I'll tell you right now. They are not making me very happy. Anyway, I get into that. Eric Waite and I started to chat a little bit. He subscribed to my channel and started watching some of my vids. And there we go. And then me and Quig went live a few times again, not talking about whiskey. Me and Whiskey Throttle started to chat, mostly not about whiskey again. And then we had our big guests live stream. Eric Waite. Eric Waite. Eric Waite. Oh, I was surprised. Eric Waite. What's up, Eric Waite? I was literally just saying, new subscriber, Eric Waite. Huh, I noticed that. I thought you unsubbed. I think next Halloween going to do. I heard my name and I appeared. You heard your name and you appeared. I'm talking about the Whiskytuber thing and that controversy. But, because, actually, would you want to come on the show? This could be an interesting discussion about this. About how this is educational content, what I'm watching. I think this could be a cool show, actually, if we did it. If you didn't know, I have it unlisted because of some drama that went on with it. With Tim, if you know who Tim is. But I was live with Quig and Whiskey Throttle not long ago here. Which was pretty funny because Whiskey Throttle was driving. Give me a few minutes. Okay. Pretty funny to see. I heard my name and I appeared. I was like, what on earth? I thought that something strange was going on. Nope. Oh, now Eric Waite is listed. So it's only if they put something in the chat or if they are on with me. I get it now. I'm new to this whole live thing still. I don't know exactly how some of this stuff works. Let me see if I can just straight up. Let's see. I can't add him just like that. Okay, let me see here. I'll get my headphones out. And this thing is still crooked. I did a good job with that one, actually, until I decided to give it up. It's my choice. Practicality. Okay, let me plug this in now. So, the internet show happened, but if I can get Eric Wade on here, it'll become a great discussion, I think. Do you know how to add somebody? How I will do this is I'm going to put my email address. That's my email. Send the email that you use for your YouTube account to it, and then I will add you to the Hangout call. Send whatever your is, like let's just say it's ericwaite@gmail.com. Just send that in an email message to that account, and then I will invite you to the Hangout here, and then you'll come on. Hopefully it'll work here. I've had a few problems with this, but now that I figured out how to do it now, so it should work. And I won't use your email for anything weird. All right. Okay. I know it's a strange email address. I have a bunch of emails from Google about them updating their privacy policy. Oh my God, I'm having a bit of flicker. And new YouTube, Eric White has subscribed to you. More funny, just uploaded a new video, new comment on that. Really stunts. Because this email address is not very public though, I don't get spam at all. Yet I'm not very technically proficient, which is fine. Even I am kind of new to this whole thing with YouTube live streaming myself. I just recently figured out how to successfully add someone to this when I did the stream with Whiskey Throttle and Quig, which was a funny stream for sure. I might put it back up just because it was funny, but some of it towards the end got pretty crazy with like the pinto beans hospital. If you know who Tim is, that was what happened pretty much. And then it was actually not Tim, it was someone else. So very strange. Okay. Let's see what's going on. If you didn't, I will just put it in the chat just in case. At gmail.com. Yeah, that's what you do then. Then it should come up. Once I invite you, it should come up saying Ben or Lego has invited you to a call. Unfortunately, I wish that you could just add somebody by having their like actual YouTube name. Like I can't just invite someone like that. I can go to participants, but that's all I can do. Let's see here. There's no option for direct chat, so it's not possible for me to do that. Yeah. Adjust bandwidth usage, turn off camera, mute microphone, add, invite people, settings, and delete call. That's all I can do. Okay. That's correct. Okay. I just want to make sure it's the correct account. Yes, it is. Oh, man. Okay. I don't know why their names are bold for some reason. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Did you add or did you send your email address to mine? Unfortunately, that is the only way to do it. If you are at all worried, I won't do anything with your... Oh, okay. I was going to say, don't be worried. I'm not going to do anything with your email address, and I don't exactly know how to get into someone's email just by having the address. I gave mine to you, and this is an account I made specifically to be private, but I just gave it in public chat, so I am not doing anything weird. But let me move my webcam over so it's a bit more centered on me. This is kind of gonna, this might be a bit loud, so I do apologize. It's not the easiest thing to set up sometimes. All right. I could actually probably just see what's going on. Oh, I see. Okay, now it should be. Bring the camera down a little bit so it's better. There we go. Now I am ready. Send email. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's also the easier way to do it, I guess. All right, let me have that ready. I'm going to also remove, just in case, because I don't like getting spam and stuff, I will remove my messages I just sent about that. Okay, let me add you to the call. It should come up saying that you're added. I have to make sure real quick that I have sound on here, or else it won't be very... There we go, now I have sound. It is very simple, actually, so thank God for that. There you go. That should have worked. I actually could also, to make it centered up with the computer, do that. I invited you, so it should be good. Okay. Oh, it says that I'm added Eric to the Hangout. Okay, then it should let you join. If not, if you don't get a notification for it, we'll just look up Hangouts. Oh,
all right, looks like we're on.
To the Hangout. Okay, then it should. Yep, there you go. If not, if you don't get a notification for it.
Okay, I'm on, I think.
Oh. I see your Scotch Hess Dummies shirt.
Yeah, I just got this in the mail today. I got 3 shirts, and then
no wonder.
2 days ago I got a hat.
I'm not here right now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Just want to get the chat part section. I don't know how many people will be joining, but what the heck? I just want to get the chat thing hooked up. All right, so looks like everything's kosher.
And everything is secretive, so we don't have to worry about anything.
Okay. So can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I just finished recording a whiskey review, which will post tomorrow. It's called Balakan from Edredauer. Unfortunately, I was not very happy with it. But anyway, it'll post tomorrow. And so, you know, I just logged on the computer real quick. All of a sudden, I saw you were on live, and your title said something about whiskey something. Oh, the Whiskytuber. I'm like, okay, now what's this guy doing? So,
yeah.
Anyway, so what's up, man?
Sound glitchy at all?
Pardon?
Is my sound glitchy at all?
No, that's fine.
Okay, because it's being a little laggy on this one for some reason. I was just wondering if my sound was messed up as well.
Okay. You said it's loud?
No, I said for some reason this system is kind of laggy, like my video right now. I'm kind of glitchy, so I want to make sure my sound wasn't messed up.
Okay. No, so
Hey,
everything's good on my.
Yep, you have the same mouse as I do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have several of them. So when I get ticked off when I throw one at a wall, I can grab another one.
Look at my Apple keyboard. Look at how that's warped. Like, look at the keys on that. How they're kind of like upwards.
Well, this computer here. So I have a 27-inch iMac in my study, which I do my Sunday show from.
Yeah.
And then this is a brand new MacBook Pro. Spent like $3,000 on this puppy. And what I didn't know is they don't have DVD drives anymore. And
yeah, not since 2012, I think.
And it doesn't have USB ports.
Oh, really? It doesn't have USB even?
No, so I can't show it to you. But so I had to buy like this little strip thing, which has a different way of connecting. So then I connect that into the side of the computer, and then I can hook on my mic and my camera and all this other crud into it. So what a hassle! So. So basically, I'm going to Scotland, in next month, and probably watching movies or something on this while I'm on travel. But I hate to have to carry all this extra gear because someone at Apple decided, we'll just do away with that. We'll just do away with that. We'll just away with it. Like, some of us still need all that junk.
Yeah. This live stream, the Whiskytuber Sphere of Influence update, that is about the fact that. I can understand, but the fact that a 15-year-old me is kind of in the whole Whiskytuber YouTube thing now.
Now, if you were from Kentucky, it would make sense. Because there's a lot of or in the South somewhere where people are moonshining and people grow up, their pappy was a moonshiner and their grandpappy was a moonshiner, and and their great-great-grandpappy fought in the Civil War, whatever, then it might make a little sense. But I was sort of precautionary because, it's the same thing when Daniel has Julia in the room, because we kind of, as guys, the way we are hanging out, whatever, and all of a sudden Julia comes in the room. I was like, all right, everybody watch your language, be on your best behavior, or something like that, So I just, and there's a matter of the difference between what happens, what is said, what's going on versus someone's understanding and interpretation of things. So I always want to be careful of how much someone might perceive something. So anyway, and I've talked about this before. So if we were in Italy, or a lot of these other countries where it's very common, say with wine, you got that big long table. It's Sunday night dinner, and your mom's there, and the grandma's there, and the Aunt Josephine is there, and whatever, and they just had a baptism, and they're eating spaghetti, whatever, and then they get the wine that Grandpappy's making or whatever. And everybody's drinking wine, including the kids. It's a cultural context and understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
And so, and I don't know you or, anything like that. So I just always kind of like, got to be sort of precautionary as how someone, they're trying to warp that young lad into becoming alcohol or something, whatever, So I just want
to deal with that. My thing is I have not had alcohol. Only time I had alcohol, here's just the story about it, this was October of 2009. We were on vacation. My dad let me have a sip of beer, and I just spat it right out because I thought it was nasty. That's the only time I've ever.
I'm not a beer fan either. I've had some darker ones that I'll kind of like, but yeah, I'm not a big beer guy either.
So yeah, I've only had alcohol once in my life, and I didn't even digest it.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
And I don't plan on drinking until 21, so you don't have to worry about influencing me because I already know at this point.
Right. But the funny thing is, and I think I mentioned this before, there's a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, and he drops a lot of F-bombs, so you gotta know about that.
Gary Vaynerchuk, yeah, I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Anyways, and I mentioned him before because he grew up in his father's business, and he came over from Belarus, Russia. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I don't remember. This happens when you get older. Then we used to tie an onion around our belt because that was a style in them days. And where's my teeth? You know, you used to forgetting stuff. Anyway, so he grew up around, you know, wine or whatever, but he also wasn't allowed to taste anything until he was 21. His dad wouldn't let him drink anything. But, excuse me, he wanted to learn and know about it, so he would read wine magazines like Wine Spectator and stuff, and he would read the descriptions of them, and then he wanted, okay, so I'm gonna go get something real quick. I'll be just 1 second.
Okay, I also have to close my window, so I'll be back in two.
Smell it. You can probably still hear me, so I'm just gonna grab something out of my refrigerator to show you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
And you can hear me. I just have to close the window.
Okay.
It's getting cold. All right.
And he would taste different things and smell different things and whatever to learn about it. So in the United States, we don't eat currant a whole lot. Have you ever had black currant?
Nope.
You ever heard of it?
No, I have not heard of it.
So it's a fruit, but we don't eat it here in the United States. So this is called Danish Choice Black Currant Preserves. You put on peanut butter and jelly, you know. So we don't eat this here, but they eat this more in England.
Yeah.
So the only way you can know the difference between black currant and blackberries, I'm sure you've had blackberries.
Yeah.
Is you got to smell and taste it. So what he did is, even before he could drink, because he read that black currant is a description for Cabernet Sauvignon, so then you got to go and get some black currants so you can know what that tastes like. And then you got to try some blackberries or blackberry preserves or jam. And then, okay, taste the black currants, taste the blackberries. What's the difference between black currant and blackberries? And those are different components in wine. So, of course, this is like cherry preserves. So I'm always hunting down apricots, peach, nectarines, any kind of weird preserves or anything like that, because it's just a good way to sort of train your palate as to what something smells like. Spices, of course. I mean, sure, your mom or whatever's got plenty of spices in the cupboard or whatever. Or when you're eating barbecue potato chips, you eat the barbecue potato chips and then read the ingredients. Okay, what spices are they putting on the barbecue potato chips? And then, because there are wines that have those seemingly have those elements. So it's just a way to train your nose and palate and just get used to analyzing things all the time.
Yeah. Also, you had mentioned like here in the United States, I'm not sure if you know, but I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So
okay,
I'm in the U.S. too.
Okay. Well, yeah, we don't sound Canadian.
Yeah.
Daniel has a distinctive Canadian. He'll call you buddy. They say buddy.
Yeah.
And then Rob, Whiskey in the Six. Rob, he uses a lot of Canadian terms, but his accent isn't that strong. But have you ever seen Trenny and C?
No, I have not.
Anyway, so it's another two Canadian guys. They are the most Canadian. I mean, very strong Canadian accents. You ever seen South Park?
No, I have not.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to. It's garbage. But anyway, they make fun of the Canadians. Anyway, they have a very, very, very strong Canadian. And then there's Swami with Montreal, but he doesn't have a Canadian accent. Anyway, so no, you don't sound. There is some terms though that I've heard from Pennsylvania, but maybe you don't use them, like yoon, yeah,
crick,
yeah.
Crick. I've heard them, but I don't use them.
Right. Anyway, so you were talking about, or just going live and talking to, I don't know who you're talking about being part of the Whiskytuber community.
I'm talking about how I am now in the whiskey community and how people are reacting to it.
Like who and how?
Well, I'm not going to give any names, but some people are worried because there's a 15-year-old going around in the whiskey. They're afraid of getting in legal trouble.
Yeah, right. And I did too. Right. So the issue is, so right now, in fact, I was just watching a very, very popular, it's sort of like a news thing on YouTube, and he was mentioning various people on YouTube who are losing their accounts. and they're getting booted off.
Yeah.
Most of them, you know, they use a lot of curse words, and just more politically incorrect things that they're saying and doing. And so I guess some people are worried about, hey, you know, a lot of them, of course, there were a lot of, I guess, gun channels have been kicked off. People are doing things with guns. And then ones that were sort of talking about marijuana or whatever, which is increasingly becoming more legal here in the United States, depending on what state you're in. Even though federally it's still illegal, it's being legalized in some states.
California.
Right. So, so then the issue is, is discussing wine or whiskey or beer or anything else that a young person can watch, that somehow some sort of legal issue? Because here's what's funny. I can still taste that whiskey I reviewed earlier, and it tastes like I licked an ashtray. So, which is not a good thing. So I'm gonna pour myself something a little different just to get that out. And I don't. Anyway, so what people would be concerned is what we're doing if some young person or whatever turns in. So here's what's funny. If you go to a distillery's website, you have, before they let you to get onto the website, in order to make reservations or to buy anything or to look up their notes on their production, anything like that, you have to sign up. You have to put your birth date in it, or somehow, or somehow, you know, say, yeah, I'm of legal drinking age where I live. Now you can't download whiskey off a website.
Yeah.
Not like I put my glass up to my. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a little drink. I'm gonna have a little spout on the side of my computer. I'm gonna download it into my glass or something. You know, that's kind of silly. But it seems to be, it's a universal practice with wineries, distilleries, probably beer places. I don't know about beer websites. I don't look at them. That they have a same standard for consumption as just doing the website. Of course, the silly thing is, you know, anybody could say anything you want as to your age. They don't know how old you are. One time I put on there, that I was born in like 1898.
No, there's no one even alive from the 1800s anymore.
No, 18. Yeah, if I was 1898, that would make me 120 years old.
Yeah.
You know, but it has no way of saying we think you're lying.
Yeah.
But some lawyer somewhere says, hey, in order to protect yourself legally from getting into trouble from influenced minors, you need to put this on there to protect yourself and whatever. It doesn't make sense to me, but whatever.
Actually, real quick, I have to do what they call taking a Quig. I have to go to the bathroom really quick. I will be back in just a moment. I'm going to take the Quig. I'll be back.
Okay. I'll keep myself entertained. I'll sing some songs. I'm taking a Quig. I'm taking a Quig. Taking a Quig. Instead of smoking a cig. Eating a fig. 'Cause that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a Quig. Taking a Quig. Doing a jig while I'm taking a Quig. Don't be a pig. Just take a Quig and eat a fig. I gotta keep myself entertained here. I should wear a wig while taking a Quig. Hopefully he'll be back. Otherwise, we're kind of stuck here for a while. In the meantime, I'm gonna put these. Okay, he's back. And he's back from taking a Quig. To give it a jig. Eating a fig.
Okay.
Don't be a pig. Just take.
Actually, we might get Daniel in here soon.
Okay.
Because he was in my chat earlier. I just did a stream before this one. He was in the chat. He said that he was somewhere and that he was going to come back and then he'll get back on if I'm still on. he said that he won't be able to come on with us, but maybe he will now that you're here. But who knows? We might see him in the chat either way.
So anyway, so yeah, I totally understand, and you know, it's sort of the same thing. But I think people just need to be on their best behavior and state overtly. You know, I mean, a couple times I've had you on the video. I purposely say, you know, this channel does not approve underage drinking. You know, we don't harpoon dolphins. This is gluten free. What else? What else? Don't drink and drive. What else? All the legal things, you know, they tend to put on everything. But you know,
it's not a bad idea to do that.
Right. I mean, you got to protect yourself, you know. So, drinking a Coca-Cola?
It's actually not Coke. The funniest thing is, when I went live with Quig the first time, someone asked me, it wasn't even Coke, but he said, "What are you mixing with that Coke, brother?" Thinking I was drinking alcohol,
right,
which I obviously wasn't.
Right.
There's that error in translation. Like, and of course, whenever I'm just in the chat, it's hard for some people to tell they don't know how young I am, who I really am.
Right. Right. Yeah, because unless you hear your voice or see you. So is that like a generic soda pop or something?
Huh?
Is that a generic soda?
It's just kind of more of a generic one.
So what do you got? Okay, so here's a funny thing. So different parts of the country, over here, when I was a kid, regardless of what the brand was, you called it a Coke. So you'd say, "Hey, you want a Coke?" And it could be Pepsi, it could be root beer, it could be anything. It's kind of like Kleenex, where really you need a tissue, but you use the brand name to refer to all tissue. We did the same thing. We just called everything a Coke. And then I think later we called it a pop.
We just call it pop here.
Yeah, pop. And then pop went away. Now everybody just says, I think here in California we just say soda. But other places still call it pop.
Yeah. Here's a question actually. Is Eric Waite's Wine Notes. What did you ever do with that channel?
Eric Waite what?
Wine Notes. It's your second channel. What did you ever do with it?
Yeah, so I have two channels. That one I need to work on. I just haven't gotten around to it. And that one, it's linked to my other one, and it has a similar format. But I created that one just for notes without any reviews. So there's a guy named oh shoot, it's called Unknown. Winecaster. Oh, that's it. It's called Unknown Winecaster. He doesn't do wine reviews. It's just notes. And so you're talking about the region, you talk about the soils, you're talking about the climate, you're talking about the grapes, you're talking about all the legal requirements for various regions, the production methods. And so he does really, really good notes for studying, and I really like his a lot. And he's come on here before, and I'm subscribed to his channel. So and I like to watch his when I'm traveling, like I'm on a plane or something. So I created a second channel to do something similar to what he does. In fact, I'll be working on that soon. So that's one just for studying. There's no reviews of anything. It's just notes for various reasons. And so I have a ton, but that takes a lot of time to create those. But that's what that is. It's just a second thing just for notes.
Yeah, I know people. I know we were talking about it when I was doing the live with Whiskey Throttle and Food Quig. Is the Eric Waite parody?
That would be funny. I don't take myself too seriously. You know, you can get too serious about things.
Yeah.
You take studying seriously, but if you get too serious about whatever you're into, you take kind of the fun out of it. You know, so it's good to study hard. It's good to, say whether you're playing a musical instrument or you're painting or drawing or writing or anything else, you got to realize that I'm not, come up with a cure for brain cancer. I'm not solving the world's problems. It's not that important on a grander scale of things. It's just a beverage. It's just a beverage, Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not going to be like, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just kind of making a little bit of a joke out of it. Just the fact that, of course, who I am and how I'm in this now. I just think it's kind of a funny thing.
I would like to see how well you did. If you could, because the main thing was when I saw that one video we were doing supposedly, this guy's doing a review of a Tomin tool, I think it was. Tomatin, whatever it is. Right. So there's 3 different distilleries that have very similar names. That Tom, is a prefix. And so I thought, what the heck is it? This guy? And then I was concerned, like somehow you're going out and then I started watching them, and I'm like, wait a minute. One, it looked too dark because it was, what was it, tea or apple juice or something?
It was tea with water.
But then I noticed you had certain mannerisms and way of saying things that reminded me of Quig, and then I got it. Okay, he's just imitating. So it would be funny for me to see you and see how you perceive me, and then imitate me. It would be funny. You know?
Yeah. What I'm thinking is just to wear a cap, because I don't have a theater around here where I could get like a bald wig or anything. That's what they're saying, is because sometimes you wear a baseball cap, so I could get mine.
Yeah, because we all have our vocal inflections and the way we say things and do things and our facial movements and whatever else. When I talk to my brothers or hear my brothers or see a picture of my mom, I can more and more, I can see myself more in them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you related.
But one thing I'll definitely have to do is I'll have like a corner, I'll be standing up next to a table, and I'll give the background of like where it's from and everything, just like you do.
That'd be funny. Hilarious.
Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite things of like in your videos is how you actually go into the history of the region, like the vineyards, whatever. I think that's very cool.
So it's funny because like when I was a kid, you ever play that game Risk, a board game? I mean, that was the extent of my understanding of geography, right? Because I noticed you have that map on the wall back there.
Yeah.
So I don't have them here. They're in my office at work. I have several wine maps where, they're like this big, and it breaks down all the various regions, and you can, get real close with it. But until I got into wine, my understanding of geography was horrible. I don't even know all 50 states in the United States. And I had, bachelor's and master's degree, whatever, and it wasn't into wine. But in order to understand wine, having to study France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Portugal, whatever. So in my head, I now have a Google Earth in my head, and I can think of a region, and I can kind of go into it and know the various, sub-regions of it and all that kind of stuff. So like right now, I just started doing Greek wine studies, Greek region. You ever looked at Greece?
Yeah.
It's
the Byzantine Empire, of course, in history.
Right. Well, it's very difficult because Italy looks like this boot, so that's easy. France is sort of a square, there's not much to it there. But as I mentioned in my review, Greece looks like somebody took a plate and threw it on the ground and broke in a bunch of pieces. So it's just a bunch of islands and stuff. Right. So how are you going to? You're trying to memorize and then trying to pronounce these very unique grapes. I was just doing the voiceover for my next wine study, and I'm not very good at pronunciation. But so that's the other thing that's challenging. You not have to learn geography, but culture, history, language, and so it's really an interesting avenue. Even if you never drank anything or tasted anything, but if you use that, because humans have been making and drinking wine for thousands of years. It's just an interesting avenue for studying the world, So my understanding of language, culture, and history and geography has been greatly enhanced by my studying of wine. Yeah,
I've kind of done just independent studies of history because to me, history is the most interesting thing because it is just crazy. The history of the world. I'm in particular interested in the history of Germany. The Roman/Byzantine Empire. I'm not sure if you know exactly how that story goes, the Byzantine Empire.
Yep.
The history of like World War I and stuff, and then getting into just like Austria and the Ottoman Empire and things like that.
So one of my older brothers. So I grew up with 4 brothers, 3 older, 1 younger, and my next older brother, his name's Adam Waite, Adam Waite. If you were to go into Amazon and put in his name, you'll find 1 or 2 books with his name on it. He's a World War I aviation historian.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's been studying World War I aviation since he was 6 years old. His bachelor's, his master's degrees in German. I want to get him on one of these days. We'll do some German wines or something. But he's So he travels to Europe and he does research on this, and so he'll have another book coming out within the next year on World War I aviation. But yeah, really interesting guy to listen to, and really, really knowledgeable about history.
Yeah. But I wanted to say this. Of course, you know I've been on YouTube for a long time.
Mhm.
I made my channel on December 27th, 2009. I only started live streaming earlier this year. Seriously.
Right.
And you are the third ever guest on my live streams.
Oh, wow. You've had more guests than I have.
Really?
I've only had 2 so far.
I've had Food Quig on, I've had Whiskey Throttle on, and now I've had you on. There you go, 3 people.
Okay. Well, I've had Malta de Montreal. I had Whiskey in a 6, and I haven't had anybody else on. But I'm not the most technically proficient at this kind of stuff, so I'm still kind of learning all this as well.
My problem.
I can do editing and video and all that stuff just fine, but in terms of getting everything ready and set up for going live, I'm still learning how to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my big problem was I didn't know how to invite someone to it until just recently. Like, you know how in the window it says stop broadcast at the bottom, and there's all the buttons at the top.
Right.
And that's the one with the person and the plus. That is how you have to invite people. I was going to a separate window to invite them, and it was coming up with things about them not being in a circle with me.
Right.
I could never go live with people. Actually, what we had to do is Quig tried to come live with me one night. We had to end up doing it on his channel because I could get in his.
Right.
But then I figured out how to do it just a couple days ago.
Right.
So even I'm actually in IT and stuff like that, but I only now know how to do this live stuff. Quig actually had to teach me.
Okay. So is that your main? I mean, so you're 15 or 16?
Yeah, 15.
So are you a sophomore in high school or junior or?
Well, here we have it. It'd be junior, but here we have it a little bit more mixed. Like, you go straight to high school. Technically, you go to the high school starting middle school. There's no middle school here.
Oh, okay. So is that your main interest, is in computers and stuff, or?
Computers and history. That's my main interest. But yeah, and what I'm on right now here is actually it's an iMac it's the High Sierra.
Okay. Yep.
On it, and this is what I use now.
Have you studied any foreign languages?
Spanish and German a little bit, because I know some people on here that are in that speak Spanish and stuff, and just messing with them. I've actually started to get into Spanish, and I would like to learn it here. I was actually talking in Spanish a little bit ago in the live stream a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my brother's also a translator. He translates German to English, English to German. But he also does French, and he's a school teacher. So I know a little bit of German, a little bit of Spanish, but not enough. A little bit of French.
Oh, I think we might have a certain other Whiskytuber about to come in.
We should create just to stay out of trouble, we should become Sodatubers or Pepsi tubers.
Pepsi tubers, yeah. Do Pepsi studies on all the different flavors of Pepsi.
Or we should be called Sober Tubers.
Make one big channel, the Sober Tubers.
I don't think that'd be very popular.
That's good.
Actually, I don't advocate drunkenness, and once you dull your senses, you're drinking $100 wine, $200 wine, $80, $100, $150 whiskeys. Once you dull your senses, you might as well just be drinking, some cheap junk, because you're no longer really perceive the nuances of anything. So you're really wasting it. You're wasting it by doing so. And I don't feel like crud the next morning. I don't feel like junk the next morning. So
of course you have to drink water. That does help with it.
Yeah. But even then.
Yeah. I know I saw a live stream that you went on with Whiskey Throttle. It was a while ago.
Yeah, there was Scott. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that one started off. So I don't normally go live on Fridays, But I was just like really stressed out. Just a real stressful week at work. So I enjoy doing live things. So I thought, you know what, just for the heck, because I like to goof off and dance and listen to music at the beginning, kind of be silly, I want to go live. And so I started off that way. And so I was just, you know what, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't have anything planned. I'm just gonna wing it and go live. And then Daniel ended up inviting me over to his. So then we went over, and then Scott came on, and we were up till, I don't know, my time, 1 o'clock in the morning or something. My time. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a good time. And I had never interacted with Scott before, on a live show. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
I know Scott knows who I am, actually. We have not done like anything together, really. He's mentioned my name a few times because I've put stuff in the chat, but he actually does know who I am. I'm assuming just because of the strangeness of me being a 15-year-old.
Yeah. So the last part of your name, Lego, is that had to do with the toys Lego?
Actually, here's the full story of it, because my name is Benrup.
Okay.
The last name spelling is R-U-P-P. It's short for Ruprecht, which is a German last name.
Okay.
It's Benrup, so I decided, and I was into Legos, the toy. I made my account when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And my old videos are still on there that were Lego reviews, so I decided my name would be Benrup, Ben R Lego. And that's been the name ever since.
Okay. So the funny thing is the word, so the first half of your name, Ben, in Hebrew, that means son. And there's several distilleries in Scotland, that Vaynerchuk, for example. And but the last part of the name, Lego, L-E-G-O, in Greek, that means I say.
Yeah.
So so when I see things, I'm used to seeing words and trying to figure out, okay, what's the root meaning of it, and pick out the various components. So when I thought this, I was like, okay, is this guy like half Jewish, half Greek or something? He's got the Greek. In fact, I'm kind of curious about those distilleries that use the name Ben. There's Ben Romack. Why? Where's the Ben coming from? So Glen, I don't know if you know this. There's like 50 distilleries named Glen. Glen just means
like Glendronach and stuff like that.
So the Glen just means valley. And so I'm kind of curious: is there a Jewish roots to the Ben part, and that's where that comes from? I don't know. I've kind of looked around trying to figure out where that comes from.
Yeah, I know. But back to the computer thing. I actually only just recently switched to Mac from Windows and stuff.
Okay.
Have you ever used Windows?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm going to sit down real quick so I don't have to stand here the whole time. So my first computer was an SE. You ever seen one of those?
An Apple SE? Yeah, I've heard of it.
So it's not a very comfortable chair. So it had 2 disk drives, no hard drive. One disk would go in order to run the software or whatever, and then the other disk you would use for doing whatever you're doing. Well, then I had a hard drive put into it, and it had 8 megabytes. Ooh.
Yeah.
I still have it. I don't know if it works or not, but it's about this big. It has a handle on it and a separate keyboard, and it was portable. So it got me through my first 2 years of college. And then I got it was a Mac Performa, and that was in color. Wow, color.
Yeah. That's killer up there, guys. But actually, that's interesting. I do tech reviews of like old tech and stuff. That might actually be something that'd be interesting to do a review on. It'll be something like that old. And for old Apple stuff, because I've done reviews on these iMacs even.
Right. Okay. So everything's come a long way. So you don't. So I mean, when I was a little kid, this is when you get older. You say, when I was a little kid, I had to walk 5 miles of school in the snow, uphill both ways. You get older, you start talking like that. So we only had like 12 television stations. There was no cable. You had a big old antenna on top of the house. You had to turn a dial to get it to move so that you could get a good signal. And if you wanted to see something, if you saw something that was a TV guide or whatever, you had to catch it when it came on. You couldn't record nothing,
Yeah.
So So now, so your generation doesn't know what it's like to not have internet.
Actually, here's the interesting thing: is until my first ever computer that I used was a family computer. It actually ran Windows 98. It was from 1995. I still have it, actually. If you see it back there, it's that little tower next to the printer.
Okay, okay.
And we had dial-up, if you know what dial-up is, back in the days when you dial to a number for it.
Yeah, yeah. So it was like 12, it was like 12 gig or whatever it was. It was whatever. And then high speed was 36, and then went up to like 52, and then eventually cable or whatever it came out with. So yeah. So, yeah. It's amazing how far everything has moved along.
But it wasn't until 2008 whenever we got like broadband modern internet and we got new computers and stuff. And in reality, actually, I did not get into using technology as a regular thing until around 2012 when I got an iPod Touch. That was my first experience with like really actually owning stuff. Before then, all I ever did was play on a PlayStation 2 and use a computer to upload YouTube videos and watch Lego YouTube videos.
Right.
Which actually, I've been watching YouTube for 10 years.
Wow. So do you still have Legos?
Yes, I do. A few of them. I don't like buy Legos or do anything with them really. I just have them because I had them back in the day and I think they're cool.
And some of the neighbor kids had Legos when I was growing up, but I didn't have Legos. We had something called Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs. We have some Lincoln Logs too.
Oh, really? My dog ate out there. He chewed them up, so it didn't last too long. And then we had Tinker Toys, but the neighbors had Legos. I always wanted Legos. I was an underprivileged child. I didn't have any Legos when I was a kid.
Yeah. I know. I thought it was so funny. You have a truck, right?
Yeah, I have a Toyota Tacoma. I love my truck.
Daniel actually said this, but you have to be compensating for something with that truck.
Nah.
But yeah, and he said, "I live in truck country, man."
Nah. So my first car, I had a 1967 Pontiac GTO, which was an enormous automobile.
They're worth quite a bit now, I think.
Yeah, I got rid of it when I went in the Marine Corps, but I had a motorcycle. So stationed at Camp Pendleton, I had a motorcycle, and then I got rid of that. And my first then I bought a pickup truck. It was a Jeep Comanche, 1986 Jeep Comanche. I put probably, I don't know, maybe 400,000 miles on it or something like that. Ran that one into the ground. Then I had another Toyota Tacoma, and then I bought this one in 2014. 2014. This is a 2014 Toyota Tacoma. So I just like pickup trucks. This one has a 4-door. It's got a lift on it. You know, it's a bigger pickup truck, and I love my truck. So yeah,
I have nothing against trucks. For what I'm doing, I will buy a truck. I'll try to find one to where it doesn't suck up a bunch of gas, but I will get a truck.
Yeah, this doesn't have great gas mileage, but
yeah,
not real too bad. But I really like my truck. So my main thing is I'm not an off-roader or hunter or anything like that, but the ability to go off-road and doing wine-related things, go out into the wine country, you know, dirt roads or whatever. I guess that's probably the maximum thing I would probably do. I just like trucks. And it's more or less just looks like an SUV that has a bed on the back, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just having a discussion actually earlier today with some guy online about trucks and stuff and some funny stories because he used to drive big trucks. We're talking semis.
Oh yeah.
And we were just talking about trucks and stuff. And I actually also, of course, you know, Whiskey Throttles and the motorcycles and stuff.
Right.
I actually have a motorcycle technically already.
Oh really?
Because my dad has 2 of them. He's into motorcycles too. He has 2 of them. One of them is a Suzuki. He's going to give that to me when I turn 18, and I'm going to learn how to drive that thing.
Yeah, I had a motorcycle. I almost got hit by a bus, and on the Marine Corps base, the state California didn't have helmet laws at the time, but on the base you had to wear this really stupid-looking orange vest. I just didn't like wearing it, so I would get off the base, and I would take the vest off, and I'd take the helmet off, and just ride around on the motorcycle. It was just sort of wasn't real practical. Just to have a motorcycle and not have another means of transportation. You know, when it rains or whatever. So I didn't want to. If you're on a military base, you live in a barracks, you don't have a house. you know, you live in a barracks with a bunch of dudes. So trying to have a car and a motorcycle wasn't practical. So I just got rid of the bike and got me a pickup truck.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't remember. I'm thinking of something. Oh, I was gonna say also, my dad also, he was in the military back in the 80s. He went to West Berlin.
Oh yeah. So he was in the army?
Yeah, he was in the army. He was part of a response team if the Soviets were to invade. They were supposed to go to this one pass where the Soviets would come in.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it never happened, but he was there for a few years.
Sure, sure.
And actually, he saw, I have a picture of it. He saw these Romanian people in a park that had fled Romania because of the communist government there.
Right, right.
And they were cooking a squirrel. And they offered, and my dad and his friends offered them whatever, some wine or some whiskey that they had. And these Romanian people said, have the squirrel, have the squirrel.
So what'd your dad do in the army? I mean, was he just in the infantry station over there? Or?
He was just in the infantry.
Okay. Yeah, I was a military police.
Mm.
I was an MP.
My family has a long military history, actually.
Yeah, my dad was in the Korean War. He was in the army. One of my older brothers was in the Air Force. My grandfather was a naval officer. He was in the Navy for 20 years. Went through the enlisted ranks, then became a commissioned officer. He was in the Second World War in the Pacific. He had 4 Bronze Stars, I think a Silver Star, and a whole bunch of other medals. I have all his medals on. I have like a display thing with all the great family veterans stuff. So yeah, I come from a military family as well.
Of course, my dad was in West Berlin, even though, of course, never saw combat over there because the war never started. My grandfather was in Vietnam in the Navy. My great-grandfather was in World War II, and then actually another relative of mine fought for the German Empire in the First World War.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got hit by mustard gas.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this whole Whiskytuber controversy is just the fact that you chime in and whatever. And some people are so this, because the title of your video is that there's this sort of Whiskytuber thing, whatever. It's just the fact that you went live with Quig, and that's created some sort of controversy.
It has.
I think
because people are concerned.
Right. I think as long as someone isn't telling you, "Hey, man, go taste this, go drink that," whatever. You know,
yeah.
You know. So here's my question, because I'm curious. So when I was 15 years old, I'm trying to think, 17, 16. So I would have been a sophomore in high school. What was I into? 15 years old. I was taking wood shop. I wasn't driving yet. So I was into heavy metal music. This is, the 80s. I was into and then
Iron Maiden?
And then skateboards.
Were you into Iron Maiden?
Oh yeah, I saw them 4 times in concert.
Oh, you're lucky. I love Iron Maiden. That's some great stuff. And Judas Priest.
Oh yeah, I saw Judas Priest twice.
My dad saw Metallica live in Germany.
Well, Metallica was a garage band when I was.
Yeah, they were a bit different.
They were a local band here. Yeah, I saw Iron Maiden 4 times, Scorpions 4 times, saw Motorhead once. In fact, I'll be doing a review of a Motorhead whiskey in the near future. I'm trying to think what other bands you might think of. Rush. I was a big Rush fan, Canadian band.
Journey? Did you care for Journey?
Journey? No, I was not. I kind of like them now. I have one of their CDs, but at the time I wasn't into Journey. Triumph, which is another three-member Canadian band. But the first band I was ever into was the Beatles. I was a big Beatles fan. Still am. Very much into the Beatles. Now I'm much more diverse in terms of music. I was classical, opera, jazz, whatever. Yeah, I listen to. I don't like rap, and I don't like death metal. But just about everything. I like Johnny Cash. You familiar with Johnny Cash?
Yeah. Do you know about the Highwaymen?
Yeah. So that was Johnny Cash. Was it Roy Orbison? Was he in that?
No, Christopherson, Willie Nelson, and God, I can't remember the other guy's name now.
Oh, his voice is kind of like this.
Something
Anyway.
Jennings.
Maybe I think. Oh, a highway. Roy Orbison was Roy Orbison in that?
No, he was not. Waylon Jennings.
Oh, Waylon Jennings. Oh, okay, okay. So there was another group that got together. It was Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, and a couple others. But they called it maybe it was the Traveling Wilburys. That was a whole nother group. Anyway, so I grew up hearing Johnny Cash. So when I hear Johnny Cash, it reminds me of my dad. So did you ever see that video? Is Johnny Cash, I think one of his last videos called Hurt. He did a cover of a song called Hurt. Have you ever seen that video?
I have not seen the video.
Anyway, originally it was done by 9 Inch Nails. So it's a 9 Inch Nails song. And he does a cover of it, and he does it in his own way. And it's really, really, really powerful. And that's when I watched that video, because it was shortly before Johnny Cash died. That song very much, and particularly the way he sings it, reminds me of my dad a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to...
It was cutting out there.
Where I'm raising, like I'm glitching. It seems like it's getting better now, but
okay. So tomorrow's Mother's Day. Is your mom still around? You do anything for Mother's Day? Can you hear me?
Not really. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry if it's glitching.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, my mom died back in 2013. So yeah, so she's been gone. I miss her a lot. So whenever you have an opportunity, if you have a good relationship with your mom, do something for your mom on Mother's Day. Go steal some flowers or something.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I would go into the neighbor's yard and pick their flowers and go, "Here, Mom." And I suspect my mother knew where I got them from. But she never said, "Eric, don't pick the neighbor's flowers." Let's put them in water. I was a little kid, so. So out of the computer,
actually is. I ask all the whiskey tubers. What did you say?
So other than so you like history, and you used to like being the Legos, and you like these computers. So like what else? Like so, I was into skateboarding when I was thinking. So when I was your age, it was probably skateboarding, mountain biking, maybe, and then heavy metal music, and then hang out with my friends. And then once I was 16, then I took auto shop and got into cars a lot, and then bought my first car. And then after the end of high school, I got tired of working on cars. I got tired of being greasy. You got tired of, racking your knuckles. You're pulling on a wrench. And then eventually, in the 1980s, they started putting, fuel injection and computers and all that. And then you couldn't see the engine block anymore. So I had no more interest in cars anymore.
Yeah.
It became more technological.
Okay, I might have to see here about switching over to the Mac for doing the live stream, because this is starting to get kind of glitchy.
Okay. Well, it's almost 10 o'clock here, and I haven't even eaten dinner yet.
But I always ask the whiskey tubers this: have you ever played video games before?
Oh, yeah. So, well, I mean, when I was a kid, there were video game places if you went to a pizza parlor, there was video games. There were, what do you call them? Video game parlors or halls or whatever. And that's all there was. You put your quarters in. You play Pac-Man or Space Invaders or whatever. I don't have time for it now, and it can be very addicting. But I used to do some first-person shooter games and would play online. But I spend most of my time studying and stuff like that in my free time. And I just found it to be you can be playing a first-person shooter. The next thing you know, 8 hours go by and you don't even know how it went by so fast.
Yeah. What were the shooter games?
Pardon? It was called Star Trek. It was Star Trek Elite Forces.
Hmm.
So I was really into. I mean, I grew up in Star Trek. I'm really into Star Trek,
Yeah.
and so I just found it was just a huge use of time that in order to be. And these guys, man, they would just pick you off, man. You know, I mean, you and I'm just like a sitting duck, you know. These guys, and so in order, if I really wanted to compete, I would have to devote a lot of time to perfecting my skills in order to even try to keep up with these guys. And I realized that it's too much time, too much effort. I'm not producing anything. It's not productive. I'm not creating anything. And I'm not against anybody who's into playing video games. I just realized for me, it became a waste of time. And so I didn't play anymore. So I spent all my time, like all day today, I've been working on my notes for Greece. Of course, I'm planning to go to Scotland. So I finally finalized my trip for Scotland. And then I did the voiceovers for my videos on Greece. And then after this, I'll be studying Hungary. So yeah, I spend all my time studying. So I'm quite the nerd when it comes to, and I mean, I have a large library of books. In my study as well as in my living room. So I like.
People rarely use the term study now, referring to an area like that.
Pardon?
People rarely use the term study now when they refer to that kind of area.
Oh, in terms of like wine or whiskey or whatever?
Like, you know how you have your study for you read books, your library, where you do your
room is study, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's an extra,
people don't use that term.
Right. What do they call it then?
They just call it, I'm not sure exactly what they call it now, but they don't call it a study. I actually think the name study is kind of cool.
Well, some people call it a den, but people like a dad or a husband or whatever would have a den. But it wasn't necessarily full of books. He might do business in there. He might sit there and smoke his pipe and whatever he was doing in there. But for me, I mean, it's full of books. I have my computers in there, and it's my study, and my living room is all practically a study. I can kind of show it to you. I'll turn my camera a little bit so you can see what my living room looks like. But you probably won't be able to see. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I'll turn it real slow. So, trying to figure out. Okay, so you can see over there. There's a television.
Yeah, I can see.
So I got books. I'll show you down. I got books over there. I got books over there. There's a lot of old wine bottles up there. Over that corner, see in the corner there? Those are all my family pictures over there. And then there's another bookcase you can't see from here.
Yeah.
It's sort of around the corner. That's full of books. There's books over there. Of course, there's got music and stuff over there and whatever. And so I'll turn this back this way. So lots and lots of books. Put this squared away. I think I'm back the way it was. We're close enough. Anyway, so here's the funny thing is, I wasn't really into reading much until I was in the Marine Corps. I didn't buy books or whatever. I was kind of hyper, and so to sit there and read a book wasn't something I was really into. But my dad had thousands of books, and all my brothers had thousands of books. I mean, just like one end of the house to the other, just books, and more books. So when my dad passed away, there was this enormous library that I had to get rid of, tons of books. My dad was into Westerns, a lot of Westerns, and sort of science fiction. But then also later in his life, we might call religious books or Christian books or whatever. I'm just straighten the camera out a little bit. Something kind of wonky. Whatever. Anyway, so my study, most of those, it's theology, history, philosophy. And then in my living room, it's all mostly wine and but now with electronics, I mean,
a few things I would.
Now electronics, I mean, you can have that same information. Because I study more I read more for information than I don't read fiction. Now you can find that on the internet and electronics. You don't need to fill up your room full of paper because you can get that same information electronically and faster and more up to date, because books become obsolete and they go out of date.
Clear up a few things. on video games, I do still play video games, but I wouldn't call myself a gamer. I used to be really into first-person shooters as well, but not so much anymore. I'm actually better now than I was back in the day, since I haven't played in a while, which usually is the other way around. Of course, the more you play, the better you get. But for me, taking a hiatus may be better, but I don't really play anymore.
Right.
History books.
Uh-huh.
History books are about history. I have a bunch of books about the Eastern Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire, stuff about Ulysses S. Grant. I have one of the more recent publications of his memoirs.
Oh. So the funny thing is, I look at history. You can study history from different perspectives. You can look at it just from the standpoint of architecture, and pay attention to the development of architecture going all the way back to the Egyptians, then to the Greeks, or even to the Syrians, Babylonians, Persians, the Greeks, the Roman Empire, and then the expansion of after fall of Roman Empire, development in Europe. Just look at it from the standpoint of architecture, and you can see how one thing builds on top of another, builds on top of another, builds on top of another. The sort of evolution of architecture. And then today, you can go into a city, San Francisco, whatever, New York, LA, whatever, and you start seeing those same things. You start recognizing that architectural element goes all the way back to the Romans or something like that. But you can do it within it. You can do it with language, music, painting, wine, obviously. So it's just really interesting to understand the development of human history and culture, and how those certain elements are still here today, and know where things came from.
Yeah. I know also two things I want to point out about your living room. People, if they ever make fun of the fact that you have an older, bigger TV, screw them. Check out my TV. My 88. That's an RCA color track produced October 1988. That's my TV. That's what I swear by. Until that thing breaks down, I'm keeping that thing.
So that's a 27-inch television. When I was a kid, our television might have been, I don't know, 15 inches maybe. It wasn't that big.
Yeah, they got a lot bigger.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of television. I probably watch more movies on my iMac, the 27-inch iMac. Mm-hmm. I get real nice speakers and all that kind of thing for it. It works fine. It's not going to break. When I was a kid, the television's out. You got to call a television repairman. He'd come to your house. He'd open up the back and he'd put in new tubes or something, right? There's these big glass bulbous tubes that they would replace or whatever, or you did bang on the side or whatever, tweak it, try to get it to work. I don't have it. I know I could probably buy, some big, ginormous television, surround sound. I just don't have any. I don't watch that much television. So
I don't really either.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. It does. It's just. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. It fits in that thing.
Well, actually, for what I do, video game older stuff that was designed for a TV like that. So this works better for me, actually. Oh. And also, one thing I did notice is you have an iMac next to the TV.
Oh yeah, that's actually an older iMac, and I use that like a television.
Mm.
So that's one. So on that one, the only thing I do is if I get on there is if I want to watch, a half. So I like long format YouTube, because so whether it's Gary Vaynerchuk or somebody else. So I can click that on just as if it was a television, and I can see that. So I can see that from my kitchen. So over here, I can be washing dishes, and then watching a video, someone talk about whatever. I mean, it could be wine, could be whiskey, could be something else. And I have YouTube Red. So I just watched the Cobra Kai series. I don't know if you heard of it. It's sort of a return to the Karate Kid thing. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, really?
Anyway, so I use that like television. So or music. So because I have YouTube Red, I don't see commercials on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I can go onto YouTube, type in whatever musician, and it'll create a playlist, and I can just watch or listen to music. Something if I don't have it already in my library off of YouTube, or news shows or whatever else. So YouTube is really, it's almost like it's going to put regular television out of business.
It already kind of has, actually. The internet definitely has.
And so if I hate commercials, so I would rather watch, and I could be doing that while I'm doing something else for a couple hours with no commercials, because I pay the $12 a month or whatever it is, and just don't get the annoyance of the commercials. So
more people.
So go ahead.
Plus, more people can contribute. Anyone, of course, we're doing this right now. We don't have like a contract with anybody, and we can put information on here so you can get more information and more accurate information, and you can update your information.
Right, and faster in turnaround time. Of course, there's different degrees of quality as well. Some people put more effort into the visual, the sound, editing, and all that kind of stuff, and some people just do whatever. So television, I can't stand commercials. So out of an 1 hour television, 20 minutes of it is they're trying to sell you something. And the thing is about television is they can't say, okay, here's who's watching. This is what I'm going to try to sell them. Whereas YouTube or whatever else, if you don't pay for YouTube Red, the commercials that come up a lot of times are going to be geared towards you. So if you're for example, if you're shopping for gardening tools, guess what's going to start popping up? Advertisements for gardening tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's smarter for advertisers is they can whatever, according to whatever it is you watch or interested in, that's the kind of things they're going to try to sell you. Anyway, yeah. So that's what I have that over there. As like another television, or I can also.
What's the screen size?
Huh?
What's the screen size on that iMac?
21, maybe. I think it might be I think it's 21. The one I have that I use for going live on Sundays, that one's 27. And then sometimes because I don't have a fireplace, so I have a fireplace video. So I got the crackling fire and got the fire going on, and I can have music. That's my fireplace in the wintertime.
Yeah. And here's something I wanted to talk about actually with like YouTube ads and stuff. The only time that like someone like me, I don't get paid through YouTube. I never have and I never will.
Right.
Because I could have I got enough views back when the YouTube money was really big and you could make a lot off. I actually made a decent little bit, but I never did. And now the requirements are so high that my current subscriber count or anything, I don't care to anyway now. But because of that, the only time that ads, if you don't get paid through YouTube, the only times that ads will appear on your videos is if it has copyrighted music in it.
Right. And so that's the thing is, so if I'm studying Italy, the way I do my videos is at the beginning of the video, if you can't actually go to Italy, the next best thing is to sort of see video or pictures of Italian vineyards or whatever. And then I like to relate to Italy, to my study of wine, is some Italian music. So in the introduction, I have videos or photos of something in Italy with some Italian music, and then that's the introduction. And because I use 20 seconds or 15 seconds of some Italian song, then I get hit and I can't monetize because I use 15 seconds from some Italian song. But I don't care.
Here's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing for me is that if I put classical music in my videos, a company called Naxos of America will strike my video down to where it's not watchable. Like no one can watch the video. No, I don't get ads, no monetization, whatever. It's just they strike the video down. It's not on YouTube anymore. But the thing is, I've looked into this. They actually don't own the songs that they're striking down.
Right.
So it's a big legal dispute. And I'm not going to get into all that, but I hope someone else does and takes that company down because what they're doing is very, very scummy.
So do a little research on what's called fair use. Because here's the thing is, there is no person.
I know about fair use.
Okay, so there's no person who watches your videos and goes, oh, he's using a video, therefore it's an automated system. So it doesn't discriminate. So if you had, let's say, like you were a music reviewer, and you're going to talk about music, it's like heavy metal. Okay, your whole show is you're a heavy metal music reviewer or classical, whatever, or rap, or whatever. And so you play clips of music on your channel. Hey, Food Quig.
Oh, look who's here. Your Food Quig. Hey, you want to come on? You want to come on, Quig? Let's get some people in. Why not?
So anyway, so if your whole channel and you're just doing a review of music and bands or whatever, they'll strike you down, even though it's perfectly legal to play clips of music for the purpose of reviewing or clips of movies because you're a movie reviewer. And yet the automated system, because it's automated, there's no person doing it, can't look at the context, then you get hit. Your channel gets hit. And so you have to fight it. And so I have won every use of music that I've used. I've contested it, and I've won every time.
Yeah. I remember there was one time on my email, I can actually read it off here because it is pretty funny. Quig, I did invite you on if you want to come on. But I got 54 different emails in one day saying that your video has been blocked in some countries because I put one song in it. 53 different emails. They blocked it 53 times, and I told them to release it. They released it 27 times, but all the strikes were to block it. So, like, what difference does it make?
So, did you play the entire song?
The entire song was played, but it's fair use. The song is not copyright.
Oh, so that's the other thing. I've had that happen too. So if somebody does a cover, like your next door neighbor does a song by Iron Maiden, okay, so it's a non copyrighted version of the song, and so you shouldn't be getting struck because you're not using the actual original recording. You're using a cover of a song. So I've actually gotten by a lot with that, but again, I don't play the entire song. I just play 20-second clips or whatever. So he's going to do a live unboxing.
Sorry about the friend of mine on here but what got their account removed because they put a cover of someone else's song on there and they had no option to recover it. So just totally bye-bye because of that. It's a cover. So, and that's like, you can't reverse it. It's not possible. So
there's a way in which you can contest it. If you know how to rightly state your response, and whoever owns the original recording, they have 30 days to respond. If they don't respond, then you win by default. And if you're some little channel with 100 people in it, you play some song that isn't worth anybody else trying to steal it, then some company, it's not worth their time to then respond to your argument as to why it's legal. And so that's another reason why I win. It's because whoever that band is or that company is, they're not going to take the time to argue with it. They lose money by spending time trying to refute your argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done a live thing with Quig. Of course, I haven't done that many live events with other people, period.
That's actually a few simulants. I think maybe he should, but that's right. This Naxos of America company struck my video down because it had the Star Wars soundtrack on it, which they obviously don't own. They have nothing to do with Disney or Lucasfilm or anybody like that, but they were able to strike it down even though it's not their own thing. You can refute it, but they will continue to do it in the future until someone takes legal action.
Right. Hey, so I'm just curious. So what's that little logo you use for your name? It's some blue thing. What is that?
That is a thumbnail for one of my third most popular video, I believe it is. There's a system where it will make one of your most popular videos your picture.
Okay.
So it's from a video. It's actually a little it's like a dune buggy kind of thing in the air, in the sky.
Yeah, because it's so small, it's hard to tell. So if you look at Scotch Test Dummies, theirs is real smart. It's a black and yellow and black, circle. It's this. I forgot I was wearing one of those shirts. So this is their emblem. So if you ever decide to change the emblem, you want to pick something that's distinctive and will fit in that little emblem. So if you look at Quig's, you can't even tell what it is.
Oh.
Whereas mine, I have this nice big bald shiny head. So it's so it kind of works on mine. Although one of these days I might switch to a logo or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Quig is in here though. I've had him on my show a few times. He says that he's going to do a live unboxing. I'd like to go live with him here.
Okay.
But
he's going to do a live unboxing on his show.
He could do it on my show.
So he's in the same time zone as I am, because he's on the west coast of Canada.
Yeah, he lives in BC.
Right. So I'm in California. I'm in San Jose. I'm in the Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So we're in the same time zone. He's just further north.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see a video I posted called Best of the Guests 1?
No, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that one out.
It's just some funny moments from that stream I did with Whiskey Throttle, because when he first joined, guess what I hear?
What?
Because he's in his car driving someplace. I hear, son of a beach. Shit. I just took the wrong turn, damn it.
Okay, I remember. He's right. That was recorded. He was inside his car. Now I remember that one. I've seen that one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's so low quality because he was on the crappy Wi-Fi, and he's like, it's like a slideshow. He's just teleporting around. It's funny.
Right. So is he going to come on, or is he just going to go live on his own thing?
I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't put in. I invited him to the. Oh, he added me to a call.
Okay.
Let me join it. And I think he's trying to come on with me. Let me invite you again to our call. Join it whenever you see the notification. Oh, I'm adding myself to the calls. Whoops.
So you want me to?
I'll add Quig.
Hello.
Oh, let me accept the information here.
Invite me.
I added Quig and Food Quig. Here he is. How many drams?
You have feedback going on.
I know, it's because I don't have headphones in on this one.
Oh, so
It's 'cause
you have two different computers going, and you have me on one and him on another one?
yeah, he accidentally
Okay, shoot feedback now.
Okay. You are not in
I
the
can't see you guys. Oh, wait a minute.
you're not in the Hangout call.
No, that's not where you are. This is the wrong window. Okay.
Let me invite you again.
The other window. Is this the one?
Let me invite Food Quig. It should pop up.
Okay.
And I'll invite Quig as well.
So Quig and I are the old farts of the YouTube community.
When did you make your channel?
Well, I think 2010, but back then you could only do 10-minute videos.
Think I'm on.
There he is.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you were trying to send me on a different window from the one you and Eric are on.
Okay.
And that's why it didn't work. The last time you
Yeah.
said that you had a bunch of windows open, and you have to invite me on the same one that you and Eric are on, because if you invite me on another one, it's not going to work.
Right.
Yep. Well, welcome, Quig. Now you're on the stream with Eric Waite.
Hi, Eric and Ben. How you doing?
All right.
We're doing good.
I think I'm going to have a G&T. The weather's getting warm these days.
What's G&T?
Why?
Oh, gin and tonic?
Yep.
Yeah, it was like 80 degrees here today.
It was getting there. It's air conditioned
and look,
weather.
Richard Blancas came in.
Oh, good.
Now that you're on here, you're attracting all the people here.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was gonna do a live unboxing, but I saw you guys were on, so I thought I would have a look.
Also, by the way, just to clear this up, it doesn't matter if we do it live. I talked, you know Austin, right? I mentioned.
Yeah, you did mention something. Yeah.
I had a personal talk with him, and it seems like I got him to stop.
You got him to cease and desist?
Pretty much. because it's a personal thing between me and him. I don't know why exactly he was just trolling like that, but I told him I know what he wants from me, but he's not going to get it from me. But we did have a talk about it, and it seems like for now at least he's not going to be here. I don't know if Tim is even still around anymore.
I had a feeling that Tim was in there too, even though you're the guy you're talking about was in there too that last time, because there are some things that were said that were definitely, they look like Tim, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you owe me $30,000 and shit like that. I mean, that's Tim.
Yeah.
Is that Canadian or would that be American?
I think he wants American, the greedy little guy.
Oh.
He wanted American because of course he's from Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from the Twin Cities area.
Okay.
You know who Tim is, right, though, Eric?
Pardon?
No?
I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Do you know who Tim is?
No, I don't know who Tim is.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, that's all right.
It doesn't matter.
So, anyway, so what you up to, Quig?
Right now, I just got my groceries home. I'm just relaxing, and I received this in the mail just a couple days ago, and I was going to open it.
What's that one?
It's a box from Toronto.
Okay.
One of my regulars on the live streams.
Sneerson?
No, not Sneerson. This one's from Don Holland.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Don Holland. Did he send it through Sneerson?
Sneerson sent me some stuff. Sneerson sent me this bottle here some time ago. It's an old foggy bottom single malt, but it's not a whiskey because it's too young to be a whiskey. So I'm going to try that tonight. I'm going to make a video of that and a few others. And
I wish Sneerson would come back. He was a fun guy to talk with.
He got spooked out by something that happened on your live stream there, Ben.
Did he tell you about that?
Yeah, he did. He
You want to know who it was?
Somebody else was using his name, and it just creeped him out.
I had that,
Eric.
I had that happen to me. It's super, if you know how to respond, it's super easy to block them. I had someone do that to mine, and like in a second. First, just everybody needs to ignore the dude, and then really easy. If you know how to block them, it doesn't just block the name; it blocks the IP address.
Yeah.
So they can't just come back. They can't change the name to something else and then come back again. So it's really easy to get rid of them. And so, yeah.
Yeah, but also the fake Sneerson account, you could probably tell him that it's fine because it was Austin. The fake Sneerson was Austin.
Sneerson and I have been in contact through email, and they sent me a sample most recently. I think I have, okay. I got these here from Don Holland. They came in the same box from Sneerson. Don Holland and Sneerson are buddies. They're kind of they're in contact with each other. So I got this Mickey of some kind of whitetail sure shot whiskey from Saskatchewan. That's from Sneerson, and these came in the same box with from Don Holland, who's in Toronto. So these came in one box. I think that was the last unboxing I did live. And this came in this week. This is from Don. So that's what I was going to do now. But
and plus, now that we know Ryan Summers is not a real person. So
yeah, I knew. I was suspicious of him.
It's funny because I had someone come on Ryan Summers and he didn't misbehave.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't misbehave, but he's there's something not right about him. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
He's too intense. He's too interested in whatever his agenda is. Like he wanted to attack Tim, and it was just stupid.
He was going after Sneerson for not attacking Tim.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not into all the drama. I don't need any drama.
Me either. I don't know why I attract so much of it.
Anyhow, so hey, I don't know if you heard or not, but that's all that's on my mind these days. I'm going to Scotland.
Yeah, that's a trip of my dreams there, Eric. I'd love to go with you, but
I just finished my itinerary. Everything's all booked, and I sent off a copy to Roy. So I hope to see Roy and Jason Whiskey Wise while I'm over there.
So you've been having fun booking things like tours and hotels and
rental cars. But it's been kind of, some things are kind of a hassle because because they have different levels, different types of tours, and some of the better ones, the website's not set up to do a booking through the website. They want you to call, and then every time I tried to call, I didn't know. I don't make international phone calls, so first you have to dial a number to get out of your country,
right?
And then you have to dial the number for that country
code. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never done this before. And then you got to call then you call their particular number. So finally I get through it, I get the number, and then I get an automated voicemail that tells me that they've blocked phone calls from outside their area. Like, well, how in the heck am I supposed to make a reservation? You know, if and a lot of distilleries I couldn't do that with. And so then I'm trying to send them emails, but they're not responding. And so I just have to make other choices.
Unfortunately, you can't just show up on their doorstep and say, I want a tour and I want a room.
No. Yeah, and I'm going at the beginning of the busy season.
Yeah, well, I want to go before the busy season next year. I want to go like around May, and just go there and hang out with Roy, whatever.
Right.
And, you know, maybe take a couple side trips, go to Isla for a couple days, and then go to maybe up to I don't know. I would love to go to the name of that distillery eludes me again. Kleinlich. I'd love to go to Kleinlich and Aurora.
Yeah, they're up north. So I'm spending 4 days in Isla. I'll be in Spey. I'll be in the Highlands, and then I'll be the only one I haven't booked. I got heard about is Glen Kinchy over there.
Oh yeah, that's over in Edinburgh.
Yeah. So and then I'm taking a master class, like 5 hours at Glengoyne. So I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, I chose the busiest time of the year, so there are certain things. I think it was might have been Glen Farkless. I mean, they're booked for the entire rest of the year.
Oh yeah,
you can't do jack.
I don't have to visit every distillery. If I go, I'd want to visit one distillery or two, and maybe hang out in bars. You know.
Right. Well, that's a long way.
No wonder my system's so slow.
What's that?
I said, no wonder my system's so slow. I had a bunch of stuff open. But you know that one, that Apple, this keyboard here with the number pad?
Yeah.
How it wasn't working, how I had the keys that weren't working?
What'd you do, pull it apart and clean it up?
It works now.
Good.
It's a nice keyboard. It really is a nice one. So, yep. Hey, look. Eric, wait, read the chat message. Read the most recent chat message and read his name.
Uh-oh. Should I check this out too?
It's just
what is that? Smoking Bill's Matt Tips?
Oh, that guy again.
Is that the same guy? Is this a spammer? What is it?
Smoke and Bill's. No, he's someone who he just he hangs out in here and he just posts random stuff. Sometimes he posts legitimate stuff. He doesn't hurt anything, but he's in here.
Okay, but it's blue. How come his name shows up as in blue?
Because I made him a moderator in my chat so he could block the trolls that were coming in. Because one night we had him really bad.
Cool. Okay.
Smoke's just a friend of mine. Sometimes he'll post random stuff in the chat.
Okay, so we've got here Richard Blankus is in, and we've got Smoke and Bill's. Okay, all right. And then, we got a whole 4 people watching, and 3 of them are us or something.
Yeah, but Quig, you and I are here, so the important people are here.
You're sorry, what?
I said you and I are here, so the important people are here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. I'm hosting the thing.
Yes, that's right. Right. So Quig and I are probably the oldest out of everybody, and you're the youngest.
About right.
So I'll be 52, and then are you 53 or 54?
I'll be 54 in less than 2 months. So.
Okay, I'll be 52 in July.
Yeah, so there you go. We're both in July. So.
Okay. What's your date in July?
My what? Sorry.
So I'm July 6th.
2nd.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we're on the same week. Okay. So you're 2 days before Independence Day or American Independence Day, and I'm 2 days after. Independence Day.
Well, I'm right between Confederation and Independence Day, because Confederation's July the 1st. That's Canada Day.
Oh, okay.
And the 4th of July is Independence, so I'm right between the two.
So do they have like fireworks or anything on that day, or what do they do?
Yeah, some places do.
Okay.
Fireworks, big celebration. Yeah.
Barbecue, whatever.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
It might be a little bit more, shall we say, reserved than it is in the United States, but
I think that kind of goes for just about everything.
yeah.
I know. What was I gonna say now? I keep on forgetting. Did you see, Quig? Did you see my video on the iMac?
On the iMac?
I made a video recently for that War Putty guy on the iMac.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
I was wondering if you had. If you look in the comments, War Putty's in there. He has what? I'm not sure if you've ever seen it. It's a trackpad they make for the iMac.
Oh, right. Yeah, I haven't looked into that. I'm not really a techie, and so if it's something that doesn't really interest me, I don't usually go for it. And my interests are eclectic, shall we say?
Yeah.
But they don't go towards gaming and hardware. So
Yeah, me neither. So for me, I carried a firearm for 20 years, as a cop and a badge. I was a firearms instructor. I was an NRA instructor. I was a BSIS certified firearms instructor. But to me, I was not into guns. To me, it was a tool. It was something I carried for work. So it's like a plumber who's not into a wrench. He didn't go, "Ooh, this is a really nice wrench" or something.
it's just a tool.
Yeah, it's just a tool, and I didn't really care about them.
It's like the taxi that I drive. I
Right.
hate the car. I hate the thing. It's not my car, but it's a tool.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. Same thing here. I was never into guns per se. It was just a tool, something else I had to carry. And once I got out of business, I didn't go to the range anymore.
A funny thing about guns. Oh, we went black. Okay. Several years ago, when I was doing mineral exploration in the north of Quebec, there was one guy who brought some pistols along to our camp. And I mean, we were in this camp. We were 5 people, and there was nobody within hundreds of miles of us.
Right.
And so we were drinking beer, and we would attach the can of beer to a fishing line, and he'd cast off the empty cans of beer, and the can of beer would be floating on the water, on the waves.
Right, and you'd shoot at it?
And we'd shoot at it. And I had no experience with guns at all, but I was, I think, the best shot of our crew. I shot one where the bullet went through the bottom of the can and out through the top that was open.
Oh, wow.
I sunk the can, and they said, "Well, what happened to the can?" And I hit it from the narrow side and went right through it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think we've just taken over his channel now. Now we're talking.
Well, say something, Ben.
All right. Smoke and Bill's Matt Tips said he subscribed to Eric Waite.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much. So does he have a channel? What does he smoke? What does he do on his channel?
Smoke and Bill's Matt Tips is a watcher.
Is it what?
He just watches videos. He says he's going to do videos eventually.
Oh, okay.
He says he's going to do video about Mac stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought Smoking Bills. It sounds like he does like barbecues or something like that.
Yeah, it's actually, the name comes from a YouTube subtitle error.
Oh, okay.
He just thought it was funny, so he put it as his name. It was supposed to be Smoking Bill's Mac Tips, but it said Smoke and Bill's Mac Tips.
Oh, okay.
So he's not like a cigar reviewer or anything like that.
Nope.
Like there was this one guy whose channel was Scotch and Pipes. So he did a couple of videos about drinking scotch, and the rest of everything he did was smoking pipes.
Okay.
And then of course we had our friend Whiskey and Pinto Beans.
Oh, that's Tim.
Yeah. Well, did he actually do videos about Pinto Beans?
No, he never made any videos.
Well,
No.
Pinto Beans Hospital. He actually came in under the name Pinto Beans Hospital.
Yeah, and you're talking about that guy, that other guy, Austin.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Austin. He was pretending to be Tim under the name Pinto Beans Hospital.
Yeah, well,
I thought Smoking Bills would be something like he does barbecue and smoking and grilling. You know, like a barbecue show or something. I love smoked meats.
beans are okay. I eat beans all the time.
So it'd be a beans and farting show or something.
That's why nobody comes to visit.
Hey, so Quig, so my review I'm posting in the morning. It's an Edredauer Ballecken. Have you ever had one?
No, I've only had one Edredauer. I believe it was a 12-year-old.
Okay.
And I wasn't too impressed.
Yeah, so this is a peated whiskey, and I'm not impressed.
A peated Edredauer?
Yeah, it's called Ballecken.
Oh, Ballecken. Yeah, okay.
Ballecken, yeah.
I believe I have. Yeah, no. What I have is a Ballantruan. That's another one. That's from Tomental.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
the review will be posted in the morning. I'm not putting quizzes in my videos too, but yeah, I wasn't really impressed with this one.
I only tasted Ballecken one time, and that was at a whiskey festival like 3 or 4 years ago. And I got to the Edredauer table, and the guy said, "Well, what kind of whiskey do you like?" I said, "Well, peated." And so he poured me a Ballecken, and it was okay, but
right.
It didn't impress me like Lecheg 10, which is one of my favorites.
All right. Okay.
I know, actually, Quig.
Yes.
I am going to do at least one of them. The problem I'm trying to get around is the noise that it generates, but I'm going to do a mowing vlog here. And now that I'm going to start mowing again, I'm going to do a vlog showing my mower and how I go around and do it. So.
Well, you're taking me back to when I was 14 years old. I used to do that.
I do have a mowing business on the side, if you didn't know that, Eric. Wait.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I used to do that. You're reminding me of myself, like.
And it's a nice mower too. It's a wide mower, really good quality.
You push it or drive it?
I drive it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you're way ahead of me. I just had a little thing from Canadian Tire with the Briggs & Stratton motor on it.
Well, the mower we had as a kid, it didn't even have a motor. It just had a big thing, a blades.
You push it.
Yeah, you did this, man. You got a workout. You were pushing it like this to mow. And then we got an electric mower, I think, when I was in high school. So yeah, I mowed a lot of lawns. Just push. And of course, the blades get dull, so then you got to sharpen the blades or whatever. But then we got an electric one. I never had a rider mower, no.
So he rides it. What is it? A John Deere or a Toro or?
It's a John Deere.
A John Deere. Oh my goodness, you're right up in the big leagues there.
Smoke and Bill's Matt Tips says that I should get Wingtings on. Well, Wingtings quit YouTube. I would like to have Wingtings on, but it's Wingtings.
Wingtings.
His name was Wingtings. He was in the old community that I used to be in, and I have talked to him before, but he doesn't do YouTube anymore.
Wingtings. That sounds like the little chicken things that you put dipping sauce on it and some ranch or whatever.
Zaxby's? Is that what it is?
That's what it sounds like. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to that's a little bit of ranch sauce.
Wingtings. There you go. It actually comes from Zaxby's Wings and Things. That's where the name comes from.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
He just named it Wingtings.
Okay. Anyhow. So you doing anything, Quig? You doing anything for Mother's Day tomorrow?
Oh, let's see. I called my mother this morning.
Okay.
And we went on Google Hangouts for a couple hours.
Okay.
And tomorrow, well, my mother's 3,000 miles away, right?
Okay.
So, and my sister's working tomorrow, but my sister took her out for lunch today. So I think I'm in the clear. I think I'm all right. There was one time back in the 1980s, I believe it was 1985. Yeah, 85. I was taking an intense course during May. And this intense course I was taking was, every day you had to be there and you had to do all kinds of stuff in the field. to learn how to become a geologist.
Okay.
And this was an intense 2-week university course for full credit. And I was busy every day going to this field school and doing this field thing. And the day after Mother's Day, my mother calls me up. I just come home. I'm totally tired. I'm worn out. And she starts ragging on me because I forgot all about yesterday. I said, what was yesterday? I was busy, Mom. And she said, it's Mother's Day. You know, she didn't let me, she wouldn't let me forget about that for about 20 years. But now the last decade or so, she's been cool. I think she's becoming more forgetful now in her old age. So,
Smoking Bill's Matt Tips is from Prescott, Arizona, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It says.
Havasu. I've been down there.
Yeah.
Lake Havasu. Yeah.
He says Havasu gets hot during the summer, near 120. That is true.
Yeah, no thanks.
I've only been there in winter.
So at 120 degrees, they close the airports because you can't get any lift. You can't fly out of there.
Not only that, the jet fuel does a bunch of foaming, and you can't fill the fuel tank.
Yeah. So I was last year. I flew to DC, and it was like 90 degrees, and the humidity was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I flew into Phoenix, and it was 110. And I was so glad to come back to California. It was like maybe 80, but it was really nice. And like just a few days later, it was like 120 in Phoenix. And I was glad I didn't land there at that time and get stuck there. But yeah, no thanks.
Phoenix is fine in winter.
Yeah.
But still, I got the top of my head burnt one time.
Matt Tips says, true, but Laughlin is 115. Laughlin Bullhead. He's talking about the Laughlin Bullhead Airport. Apparently it's 115 degrees there.
I've been there too, but only in winter.
But it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a dry heat.
Wait, you're saying you've been to Bullhead or Laughlin?
I've been through Laughlin. I went for dinner there one time.
Laughlin and Bullhead are on the other side of a small bridge. You can just drive right over it, and you're in Nevada or Arizona.
I was on my way from Phoenix back towards Las Vegas.
You probably went through Bullhead then.
And went through Laughlin. I don't remember about Bullhead, but I know Laughlin, they had a bunch of casinos, and we went to this place and to this casino and had dinner. Yeah. One of my many road trips many years ago.
Have you ever been in Kentucky, Quig? Are you into bourbons or you just do scotch?
I do scotch, bourbon, Canadian, Japanese, Indian, everything.
Okay.
In fact, I did a bourbon on yesterday, on Friday, or I pre-recorded it and it went up yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And it was, it's the George T. Stagg Jr.
Oh, okay.
And
yes,
next week I have Colonel something.
Colonel Sanders?
Yes, Colonel Sanders.
If you find a Louisville, the first thing you see when you get off the plane is
E.H. Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Eric, Smoke and Bill's Matt Tips just said, I used to do vids about smoked ribs. Oh, really? Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
I love smoked meat. I like barbecue. I'm not like with sauce. I'm not that big on because it doesn't work well with wine. The sauce tends to overwhelm everything. But I like smoked. I really like smoked, and I like rubs. I like rub grilled meats.
So you'd be at home in Montreal then, Eric?
Oh, is that what they're really into? There's grilled?
Well, smoked meat. It's a brisket, and it's smoked, and that's the big specialty in Montreal.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
You also make it in New York, and you can get it in LA as well, actually.
Sure.
I've had smoked meat in LA before.
Well, painting cars. What? Smoked ribs and painting cars. Okay. Whatever.
So you made vids about painting cars. Okay, I get it.
So
He says, huh?
Go ahead. So
I'm just confused. I was just like, huh?
So I just picked this up. Next Saturday, Swami and I'm gonna be live on Swami's channel, and we're gonna do this Amaroot. So
Which one?
This is a fusion.
Oh, perfect.
So I've tasted Amaroot before and Paul John, but it was at the Whiskeys of the World event in San Jose and San Francisco. But I haven't had an actual bottle, so this will be my first time to do. And then later on, I'll do a more formal review. But we're gonna do this one live next Saturday.
That's going to be a good one, Eric. If you haven't tried it yet, I recommend it. In fact, it's my favorite Indian whiskey.
Right.
Of all the ones that I've tried.
Well, I tasted at the Whiskeys of the World, but the context of, there's a whole lot of people, and you're kind of, and you're tasting a whole bunch of different things. It's the context. Well, it's a good opportunity to try things. Mm-hmm. Really different context versus sitting down, relax, and chilling out, and be able to just focus on that one whiskey without having to be bumping or, interact with other people.
Well, that's the problem with whiskey festivals. You can taste some amazing things, but you're not in the same state of mind as if you're sitting here at your own place and relaxing and taking it easy and just taking your time with it. You're going, okay, I got to try this, that.
Right.
But the last
now the 15-year-old channel is becoming a whiskey talk.
Yeah, the last whiskey festival I went to was up in a place called Duncan, and that's where I met up with Trenny and C the last time.
Okay.
And made a video about it. And what was nice about it, it was a small enough venue that in the 3 hours that you had, you could taste everything and take your time and try everything in the room.
Right.
And it was great. I ended up buying about 8 bottles the next morning.
Well, when I go to these events, I'm actually working them, so I'm doing photography and video.
Okay.
And so my main thing here is, 1, do the photography and video. 2, I have a pocket full of business cards, and so I'm interacting. It's a great place to interact with people and exchange business cards.
Schmooze.
And make schmooze. Absolutely, I'm a good schmoozer. Probably don't find that surprising. And then see if local producers, stuff you wouldn't normally run into, but that's the main thing. Something just went black.
Oh my god, it's so laggy right now.
Yeah. Do you think it would lag more if you had more people on?
Oh yeah, now that I have more people on, it's starting to lag more.
Right.
So is that an older computer that you're using there, Ben?
It's a 2006 I'm using for the live stream.
No wonder it's lagging. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's running a bloated OS, so it's not very great. I just did it on here because it was what I had on at the time. I had this somewhere else because I was moving stuff around.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, because you're lazy.
Pretty much. I've had enough up to this point. I did my Benner Lego thing, and I'm just here now.
So I think the main thing about my trip, what I want to get out of it is, I don't expect to taste anything. Whatever I could taste there would be, you can get it here, but I want to get a sense of the place. What the surroundings and what it looks like, feels like, and then interact with people, become a little more understanding of the culture. It's just kind of go out in the wine country, be able to see the vineyards and everything else. That's sort of my main thing. Particularly Isla. I'm really looking forward to Isla.
I would be too.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And I'm only going to bring back if something that's hard to find or one of a kind or rare or something like that. But I probably won't be bringing back a ton.
Well, if I was going to Scotland, I would be limited to bringing back 1 liter of whiskey without having to pay duty on it at customs.
Right.
So
Smoking Bills, Matt Tips is talking about the fact that he's a truck driver.
Oh.
He says, I drive a semi up to CA and back. I take that trip once a season. San Antonio is a traffic swarm in the summer. This is the most serious I've ever seen him in the chat.
Uh-oh.
He's just having a conversation with Richard Blancas.
Oh, I see. That's it, bringing people together.
Can't you just up your hard drive and OS, huh? I don't know what you mean by that. Up your hard drive. This is a 500 gig hard drive with Windows 7 on it. It's not very good. It's my live streaming computer from back in the day before I got this Mac, but it's slow now. I'm thinking the problem is the graphics card is so underpowered it can't power the resolution of the screen, so it slows it down big time.
Right.
That's why Eric's so much clearer and sharper than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is not high def right now. I mean, it's a high def webcam. It's the same one I've used all the time, but my thing is not high def for some reason. I can't get it to go to high def on this one.
Right. So this is actually so this one here is actually a laptop, and then I have a separate computer. It's on a stand up above it. But this is like this one's brand new. I spent like $3,000 on it and got the top best that I could get with all the fixings, maximum memory, everything on it. So I'll be traveling with this one to Scotland, and I'm hoping to do some live there as well, as well as recording video and everything else. So it'll be follow me on my computer.
Hopefully the local Wi-Fi is up to the task.
That's the one thing, because one thing I noticed about checking out their websites, the whiskey distillery business in terms of tourism isn't quite up to where Napa is at.
No.
But a lot of California isn't up to where Napa is at either. Because Napa has all the money. Napa is the #1 tourist destination in the country. So if you go to Napa and you think the rest of California is like that, it's not. The rest of California is maybe 10, 15 years behind to where Napa is at in terms of the ability to accommodate people.
Over here, we're pretty good. We got Wi-Fi hotspots all over town.
Right.
So I just got to
Richard Blancas asks, can't you upgrade your graphics card? This is a laptop, so you can't upgrade. I have a shoebox full of old graphics cards. Since this is a laptop, though, I can't do any upgrading besides RAM. And also, Quig, I know you will know what this is. Read Smokin' Bill's Matt Tips' most recent comment. It will remind you of something you used to have.
2008 Black Mac.
Oh, the Black Mac. Yeah. Mine was, I had the same thing. And I gave it to my mother, and she still watches my taxi vlogs on there.
You have a taxi vlog?
Yeah.
I swear, none of the whiskey tubers know about your taxi vlog. Only people that know you from Quig.
No, look up, the channel is like MEH, Quig.
Okay.
And that's where I do taxi vlogs exclusively.
So is that a video? That's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then Quig is my main channel, which Food Quig sort of spun off of.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago. And but the one I'm most active on is the Food Quig.
Right.
You also have to remember that Food Quig was originally a food review, like restaurant review channel, not a whiskey one.
Right. So yeah. What's a Quig?
A Quig is a mythical creature that my sister and I made up. And she's been calling me Quig since I was since we were kids.
Okay.
And it's sort of a nickname.
Okay. The funny because now when people say Quig, they say I got to take a Quig. That means to go to the bathroom.
Which reminds me, I'll be right back.
Laughter. What's the sound? Left square bracket, laughter, right square bracket. He's taking the Quig. He's taking a Quig.
Taking a Quig. It's funny. Eventually, it keeps going. It'll end up in the American dictionary, and nobody will know how it got started and where that word comes from. You just got to have people keep using the word. They'll know what it means, but they won't know where that word came from.
Hey, I have some guy named Metal Jesus Rocks that has 585,000 YouTube subscribers. Follows me on Google Plus. I'll get the word around somehow.
Metal Jesus.
His name is Metal Jesus Rocks.
Okay.
He follows me on. He's a YouTuber that I used to actually watch way back in the day.
Okay.
And I never ever comment on his videos. I have no clue how he knows who I am, but he follows me on Google Plus and is subscribed to my channel.
Okay.
He has 585,000 subs. I don't know.
Metal and Jesus. Okay.
It's just metal. The word metal, like metal, metallic, metal. Jesus rocks.
Okay.
I'll even look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's got 536,000 subscribers. So is he mocking Jesus or 5,000? Oh, he's a gamer? Oh, this is something.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, for some reason that guy follows me on Google Plus and subscribed to me. I don't know how he found me, but
Whatever. Alrighty.
metal piece.
Okay. So it's 10:54 here. I got to go to bed. I'll hang in for another 5, and then I'm gonna tune out at 11 o'clock even our time. So it's
All
what
right.
was it at about 2 a.m. your time coming up on?
Yeah.
Yeah, us old timers, we can't stay up this late because I gotta get up in the morning.
I am up in the morning, but I go to bed in the afternoon.
Well, I'm usually in bed by 8 o'clock.
Oh, well, it's nearly 11 here, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm usually in bed by 8, and I get up about 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
That's gonna be great.
I'll be sleeping soundly until about 10 or 11.
Yeah. So my first stop, actually, I'll be in London for 2 days. First day, just to recover from jet lag. But I'm hoping to see Jason Whiskey Wise and anybody else. I out of that right now, I haven't figured out what else I want to do in London for a day. I just go to music or whatever.
So then from London, you fly up to what, Glasgow?
Yeah, Glasgow, yeah. And then I get a rental car.
Okay.
So, Mike, I have a little bit of a fear of flying, but I think the excitement of going to the trip we should overcome, hopefully. And I'll be flying late at night, so I'm going to take just a over-the-counter sleeping pill to help me sleep, and hopefully I'll be able to sleep most of the time.
Take a mild sedative. Bring along an iPod with some soft music on it.
Yeah.
And, stick your earbuds in there and just, drift off.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, the December. My cover's blown. Fuck. No. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's not good.
What?
I think he's talking to somebody else on another computer.
Oh, okay.
I guess we're not entertaining enough for him.
Yeah,
I just realized
he's got too many things going on.
I have a lot of stuff going on.
Exactly. You're spreading yourself too thin.
I am like a flat sheet over this room at this point.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, I think I'm going to check out.
Yeah, I want to do my live unboxing too, so.
So, all righty. Young lad, and I'm not talking to Quig. Behave yourself, and thanks for having me on the show. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Later.
Later. Take care.
Good night.
We were on for quite a while before you got here.
Yeah, I just got home with all my groceries and stuff, and then I thought, okay, let's see if anybody's on. Let's see if anybody's on, and you were the only guys on, so I thought I would make sure nobody else was on before I started doing this live unboxing.
Yeah, you know what the funniest part is actually?
What?
I mentioned the fact that for some reason Eric had unsubscribed from me. He just resubscribed to me when he came in. I just said, Eric Waite has unsubscribed from me for some reason. I was totally on my own. There was no one else in here. I was going for like 30 minutes at this point. I said, and I was just talking about the whiskey thing. I was like, and Eric Waite for some reason unsubscribed from me here recently. And then guess what I see in the chat? Eric Waite says, I heard my name was called.
Oh.
And then he resubscribed, and then he came on with me, and we went for quite a while now. I think like an hour and a half we went for.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, that's nothing. We went for 6.5 hours one night.
Oh, yeah. Say, what happened to that long video that long live stream that we made? I was looking for it, and
You want it to go back up?
all I found was a little mashup thing of me saying nonsense, and it was like about a minute long, and that's all I saw.
because of the Austin drama, I actually privated that video. If you want to, I'll put it back up.
Oh, don't worry. It's okay.
But yeah, hey, we have this one now. Maybe at some point.
If this stays up, that'll be great.
Yeah, this one will stay up because if you want to go back and watch what me and Eric were talking about before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to go to my unboxing, so.
You think you can have me on your channel there?
No, I'm just going to go live and short.
Also,
just,
if you want to
unbox, you know, because I just want to do it solo.
If you want to overlap, you could do your unboxing, then come back on my show if you wanted to.
No, because what I want to do after that is do a few whiskey videos.
Ah, which those will come up when?
Which one?
The ones that you're going to do tonight.
Eventually, because I still have 4 whiskey videos or 4 videos that are already pre-recorded that have not come up yet.
Yeah.
The first will be on Monday, the second on Wednesday, the third on Friday, and the one after that on the following Monday. So the videos that I start making tonight will be not this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. It will start those. So it'll be Wednesday, Friday, Monday, and Wednesday.
Yep.
If that makes sense. We'll be almost to the end of May by the time the videos that I'm going to make tonight will be up.
Yeah, I have no clue what to do with my channel. I haven't had no video ideas. All my recent stuff, for the most part, has been live or response videos to other people. I am just out of ideas right now.
It was easier when you could put up a response video and link it to the video that was up there.
Yeah, what I had to do because this was War Putty, he made some vids and I was responding to him. What I had to do is actually comment the link, like give him the link of the video in his comments. That was the only way I could get it to him.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, back in the day, you could have made it as a video response to them, and they would have been notified of it.
Yeah, it worked very well back in the day.
I don't know why they removed that feature. There's really no point to not have it.
Well, it's probably was using more resources than they wanted to use at the time.
Yeah. YouTube is definitely different now than it used to be.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's all about greed and money.
Exactly.
It's not about making video anymore. It's about greed and money and how much can I get, how much can I make. It's sad, really, because it used to be a lot of fun. Now everybody's upset because they lost a few views, or they lost a few subscribers, or they haven't reached as many subscribers, or they haven't got as much ad revenue as they should have at this time, and it's wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. If you remember, I'm not sure if you remember this, but back when the YouTube money was really, really big, back in like 2011 and 12, people blew up because of this, and they were making a ton of money. And now the big example is a guy named Wings of Redemption. He sits on live streams and just cries about the fact that he doesn't make money anymore from YouTube.
Too bad.
Yeah. That's his whole show, is just the fact that he makes no money anymore from this.
I never made money off of YouTube.
I've never been paid a single cent for this. I've lost money on it, if anything.
I chose not to.
I didn't either.
I got begged by people like Roy Duff, Aquavite. I don't know if you know him.
I do. Because of you mentioning him.
Okay, well, because of Roy, that's why I have a Patreon account. But if not for him, I wouldn't have one. He just said, "Oh, I want to contribute. I want to contribute to your channel. Could you open up a Patreon?" And yeah, okay, I opened one up, but I don't really advertise it. I put it in the description for my videos, but I don't say, rate, comment, subscribe, and check me out on Patreon. I never do that shit.
Yeah.
Never. I just keep it simple and stupid, and this is the whiskey. This is what I'm tasting. That's it.
I usually just end my video with a stupid comment, like just say something stupid at the end of the video. Like there's no reason to have like this big long intro or outro.
Well, I just have my ex going, yuck.
Yeah. I know you have all the people saying food, Quig.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have. That's when I started the channel. I was on the Quig channel, and I said, listen, I want to make this new channel. I'd like you to send me in some sound clips of you saying food Quig.
You should replace them with people in the whiskey sphere. Get all the people in the whiskey YouTube community to say food Quig and then send it to you. Then you can redo it.
Maybe.
I'll submit to it.
Maybe. No, it's just the file is there. It works. It's got just people voicing, and it also goes back to an earlier time when the Food Quig channel started. A lot of the people, some of the people who are on there, I'm not in contact with them anymore.
Well, who was the guy I just saw recently? We were talking on an unrelated thing. Like, let me look up his name. Let me just look up the video. He's a guy who personally. Let me go to just a comment for one of your. Okay, this is the video. But his name is like One Mormon or something like that.
Oh, One Mon.
One Mon, yeah, One Mon 22.
Yeah.
I just randomly found him some random place on the internet recently, just out of pure coincidence.
I just saw a video of his this morning, and it showed that he had something like 11,000 subscribers, and I said, "Really?"
Yeah.
I'm surprised because I don't see him getting a lot of views.
He has like 30 views on his videos he makes now.
What's 30 views? That's nothing.
Yeah. He says he has a thing called Real People I Met. Watch it NZ, Dave Nicholson, Feckwig, Monica the Mad, Cindy Johnson, Anne-Marie Kierstead, Canadian Stud Muffin, Mi'kmaq, the awesome YouTuber, whoever Funkworm is.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew him.
I know most of those people.
Yeah. Paperweight Girl, G1 Cast. I don't know some of these people, but I knew him from your comment section.
Right.
Isn't he the dude that you made a bunch of videos with one time? Where it was like conspiracy things or something?
No, we actually met at see this t-shirt I'm wearing?
Yeah, 888.
We met at 888.
I can't believe you still have an 888 shirt. That's pretty cool.
In Toronto. I have two of them.
Wow.
I have mine and Cindy's.
That's cool. I wish I could have
never wear it, so it ended up in my stuff.
I wish I would have went to 888 or any of those shows, like South Tube or whatever.
888 was 10 years ago.
Yep, 10 years ago now.
Had you been there, you wouldn't remember.
I might. My earliest memories, I have 3 of them from 2004 that I know are from 2004.
Okay, well, anyways, 888, we met at 888. What had happened was we were there hanging out, and we met at 888. Cindy and I met him and his wife, Lynn, and we made a video of our hotel room, and there was the number on the door. So One Mon, his name is Dave also, by the way.
Yeah.
He saw the number of our hotel room, and so he went through the hallways in the hotel until he found that number and then knocked on our door. And he ended up hanging out with us for, much of the time.
Richard Blancas asks, about your opening cartoon, how did you make it?
Cartoon?
He says that your intro is a cartoon, the one on video,
that particular, artwork was done by Roy Duff, who is Aquavitae.
Yeah.
He sent me the artwork, and I just put it into iMovie, and the iMovie has that sort of floating effect, and it just sort of happened. I didn't do much to do it. I just imported the picture of the artwork into iMovie and put it there, and then I just added some lighting, writing on it on the bottom saying a Food Quig whiskey video, and that was it. It wasn't very hard.
I know. Actually, I talked to Mikma. It seems like Mikma might actually come back to regular video making.
Oh,
He's thinking about it.
I don't know. I haven't followed him in a long time.
He doesn't really do videos anymore. That's the thing. He also had a heart transplant a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
And ever
His
since
big
then,
thing was Mikma was here.
Mikma was here. I remember. And don't forget your
that's-
grape juice.
And that's why, you know, I saw on a lot of videos that I was watching in the comments there was Mikma was here, and I kind of wondered who's this Mikma character, and so I found his channel and I pestered him until he said Mikma was here on one of my videos.
That's actually how I found out about you, is because you posted Quig was here all over his videos. That's how I found you.
Yeah, that's how I pestered him.
I was like, why is this guy trying to get his attention?
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. But yeah, maybe I'll get Mikma on the show sometime if I'm lucky enough.
I don't know.
I've been thinking about having a few other guests on here.
It's just like in real life, Ben. You know, you meet up with people, you get to know them a little bit. You know, after a while, you all go your separate ways.
Exactly. Well, I knew people going back to like 2006 and 2007 that I don't talk to anymore. I've met plenty of people online that I haven't talked to in years.
Exactly. And I knew people online long before that. I mean, I've been on computers since 1992 on the internet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know people from back then. And I might get together with some of them in fall when I go to that music festival down in Ocean Shores, Washington.
Yeah.
Oh,
when is that?
Huh?
When is that music festival?
It starts the 16th of October and goes till the 21st or so.
Mm-hmm.
I've already got my hotel room and my tickets for the whole of all the events already.
Yeah.
So I'm lined up for that. Take a week off from work, just, you know, relax and chill and drink a lot of whiskey and listen to some sad songs.
But also, here's something interesting just about like the internet and stuff is, and now and everything in my life is just a strange coincidence. But I think it's funny the fact that somehow we are live together right now.
Yeah.
The fact that it somehow happened that we came together we met each other through extremely random odds and means, and we're here right now live.
Well, you started commenting on my videos, really.
Yeah, because I found you through Mikma. And then actually, here's an interesting thing, is I found a course, I watched this is the story for the most part. I watched Mikma. I decided at one point to check out your channel, and I saw this guy's still making videos all these years later. So I watched your new videos that had just come out at the time, and I was like, I want to see how far this guy goes back. And I started watching all your old vids, and that's how I've seen most of them.
Oh, goodness.
I haven't seen all of them, not even close. And then I also, of course, since I saw your videos about Food Quig and Quig, I went to those other channels. And in around January of this year, I started to watch some of the Food Quig stuff, but then I was like, I watched it the one night, and I was just kind of done. Then one day I was subscribed. I saw that you were live, and I went in and I started posting in the chat and stuff. And then the next time, just as a joke, I said I should go on with you, and Sneerson said I should. So I said, I asked you, and then you invited me on, and here we are.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just about to go and start my live unboxing and make a few videos tonight. And we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll be up to going live again.
Yeah. You haven't been doing as much live stuff recently.
Not as much, no.
Of course, you get a lot more bullshit than I ever do, though, in your stuff.
Yeah. I just don't want to encourage people like Tim.
Yeah, of course. You know Tim would come back, most likely.
I don't want to encourage him.
Yeah. It seems like whenever you come live on my channel, besides that Austin Regal little spin-off thing, it seems like when you come live on here, it's usually just a chat. Like, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, which is just fine. How many people are watching now? 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably
ever since. Yep. Yeah, you're probably one of those. I can actually see who's in it right now. Just me and you now. Richard Blanca's left whenever around the time that Eric Waite left. When he left is when we lost the viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and also that's how I met Sneerson, was through your chat. And we had talked personally. He knew how old I was before I went live with you that night. He was the only person to know.
Okay.
So yeah, and Sneerson and I had talked multiple times. Unfortunately, I don't have his email or anything, so I can't actually contact him. Oh, no, Richard Blancas is still here.
Yeah, he's still on.
I didn't know that.
Too. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Have yourself a good night.
I'll probably be in the chat of your live thing, but...
Okay. Later.
Later. Okay, I guess I will end the stream here soon. Pretty crazy little stream. But I will catch you guys later. I'll be in the chat on Quig's stream. So Richard Blancas, I'm sure you'll be there too. I'll stay on until I see that he is on, and then I will jump over. Switch back. It's between two people. Who is the more clueless person? Late night munchie time. Okay, let me go to his channel now. See what he's up to. So, I'm sure he'll take a little bit to go live. I had 4 people in that live show. Say bye to Tim for me. Tim's not in here. You think that Smoking Bill's Matt Tips is Tim? It's not Tim. It's definitely not Tim. I can tell you that much. Oh, no wonder. Missed call. Very strange. A missed call. Eric Waite. That Quig. Good Quig. All right, so thanks for this one. Oh, yeah, because it's Smoking Bill's Matt Tips. I know Smoking Bill's Matt Tips quite well. Okay, so I guess I will catch you guys later. Not sure when my next legitimate vid will be. I'm still, just the history must repeat itself. Unfortunately so, I'm kind of stuck in like a limbo. I don't know what the hell is going on. I gotta find my place again. And I think history must repeat itself the second time around. So I guess we'll just have to see how this goes. I'll continue to do my live shows. I might go live tomorrow even still. But I will catch you guys later. Seems like he is going to come on any moment now. So thank you. Thank you, Richard Blancas, for coming in. Thank you, Smoking Bill's Matt Tips. Thank you, Eric Waite. Thank you, Whiskey Throttle. And thank you, Food Quig, for coming in. And I'm sure one of the trolls was in here at one point because I saw there was an unusual viewer. And the first time around, too. Which that one went down. So I'll catch you guys later. The second he goes live. Not yet. Oh, just keep on waiting. I'll give you the all clear. I don't know when Quig's going to come live. I want to see him accidentally go live on the Quig channel or something like that. I wonder what the finalized thumbnail for this will be. If it'll be Eric, it'll be Quig, or it'll be me. I wonder. But it was a fun show. First time having Eric on, which is pretty cool. So that's my 3rd guest. I have a few planned guests, but I don't know how that'll work out. If for more than one reason. So we'll have to see how I can try to get around that. So Quig is live, and I'm going to go off. Catch you guys later, and maybe we'll get back into the wings tings. We'll get back to wing tings soon. So catch you guys later. In the whole COD community, we're going to try to see how that works. Catch you guys later.